following is a presentation of Yankton Baseball on KYNT, your home team for Yankton Athletics. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Hy-Vee, Dakota Beverage, The Boathouse, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Triple Time Rudy's, the UPS Store, First Dakota National Bank, Yankton Medical Clinic, FNBO, Avera, Olson's Pest Technicians, Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance, First Chiropractic Centers, Larry's Heating and Cooling, Dole Distributing, Missouri River Associates, Vision Real Estate, Mason Schramm and the Move Group, MT&RC Smith Insurance, and Vision Care Associates. Now we go live to the field for Yankton Baseball on KYNT.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for Day 2 of the South Dakota High School Baseball Association Class A Super Regionals. It's the 4-13 matchup with the Yankton Bucks hosting the Sturgis Scoopers. I am Brayden Butler alongside Josh Boelter today for coverage here on KYNT and KYN-TV. And Josh, Yankton 1 win away from punching their ticket to next weekend's state tournament.
Yeah, they just got to take care of business in the Super Regionals today. But, yeah, look, they came out yesterday, looked good, handled business with Beck Reichen on the mound. Bats looked good. And obviously, like you said, trying to close things out today, they're going to have a good chance to do that with at least one of these two games trying to get out of here with a victory.
And we'll bury the lead. We got about 45-minute pregame to fill, so maybe I shouldn't bury the lead too much. But Sam Goki's going to get the start on the mound today, and that's the guy you want to see if you're Yankton to try to close things out today. Head coach Drew Lawrence yesterday in our postgame interview after that 16-2 win was very complimentary of Sam and how much confidence he has in him in Game 1.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's the guy, like you said, you want him out there, whether today was you get a chance to close down Game 1 or you're trying to avoid elimination, that's the guy you want. And look, Sam's been great. He's got looking at his numbers this year as I go down my sheet here. There's a lot of names here. He's got an ERA at .65. He's been great. Leads the team in strikeouts with 36. Batting average against is at 153. This guy has been great all season, and might as well throw him on the mound here to try to close things out.
We'll see what he has in store today, what Yankton has in store today. And Sturgis, they're not going to go down without a fight, Josh. They're going to want to come out here and play hard in Game 1, force Game 2. It's an early morning. We'll see who got the better night of rest last night here in Game number 1.
Yeah, and last night, obviously, look, Yankton was playing well, but there were also some Sturgis mistakes in there. Like you said, we were talking before the game off the air, some walks with the bases loaded that led to some runs, a couple mistakes, I think 5 errors last night that really helped the Yankton cause, and just some tough breaks for Sturgis, and they're looking to clean that up today.
This is your Hy-Vee pregame show. Hy-Vee with a helpful smile in every aisle. We are live from the Fairfield by Marriott and Holiday Inn Express broadcast booth. Get great rates and flexible reservation changes by calling either hotel direct. Well, Josh, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to look more in-depth at yesterday's game, a 16-2 win for the Yankton Bucks over the Sturgis Scoopers. That's coming up in a couple minutes here on KYNT and KYN-TV.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Ready to build your next project, but can't get anyone to show up or even give you a quote? Call John Kopp, owner of Kopp Building Innovations. He will show up and he will make sure you are happy with your project. Trust in Kopp Building Innovations. KBI is an authorized WIC builder offering custom solutions. Whether you need a residential garage, an agricultural pole barn, or a commercial building, we will work with you. For more information or to get a quote, visit koppbuildings.com.
Spring is here and the games are just getting started. From baseball season in full swing to NHL and even golf, At the Bar has it all on. Add in local matchups and more, and there's always a game worth watching. With TVs everywhere and a welcoming hometown feel, it's the perfect place to kick back and enjoy the game. So bring your friends, settle in, and be part of the crowd, where every cheer feels a little louder and every moment a little better together. You can watch the game anywhere, but the real fans gather at the Bar in downtown Yankton.
Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton is a proud supporter of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles. Hi, this is Whitney Devine. If you're looking for protection that fits your life, call me or Travis. We make coverage simple. Whether it's your home, car, or farm, we take time to understand your needs and find the right plan at the right price. You'll get personal service, trusted advice, and peace of mind knowing we're right here in Yankton. Call Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton today to schedule your appointment.
I love 1919 root beer. It's the best over a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. My favorite is just ice cold 1919 poured over crunchy ice. It's so refreshing. It's the creamiest root beer ever.
1919 root beer is the perfect treat. Brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients. It's the creamiest, full-bodied, alcohol and caffeine-free draft root beer available. It's a taste tradition since, well, 1919.
The Boathouse in Yankton is for everyone. Axe throwing, sports simulators, skee ball, shuffleboard, beanbags, pool, and darts. Plus awesome food and drinks with lots of cold craft beers and other beverages. Happy hour all day on Mondays, trivia on Tuesdays, free axe throwing tournament on Wednesday, and live music on Fridays. Some say it's the most fun you can have on land. The Boathouse is also your go-to place to watch all sports. Head to the Boathouse, downtown Yankton's fun gathering place for all ages.
Being wiser means peace of mind, especially when it comes to your home's comfort. Today's heating and cooling systems are advanced with technology designed to work smarter. Peace of mind means knowing the company you call understands that technology and has the experience to get it right. For nearly 80 years, Kaiser Heating and Cooling has been trusted with knowledgeable technicians and a commitment to doing the job right. So be the wiser and go with Kaiser Heating and Cooling in Yankton.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free at Explorers Credit Union. You're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN-TV. Let's go into your matchup breakdown here on your Hy-Vee pregame show. Once again, Hy-Vee has a helpful smile in every aisle. And we talked a lot about the regular season yesterday, Josh, so we're just going to focus more on yesterday's game. And it was an impressive performance for the Yankton Bucks, a 16-2 win in the end. Beck Reichen throws all 5 innings on the mound. Did give up a couple runs, but had 4 strikeouts as well. But the hitting department was impressive for Yankton. 8 of the 9 batters who came to the plate got a hit. Everybody got on base at least once, and everybody would have scored a run. Gavin Johnson listed as 0 runs scored. He was courtesy ran for by Will Sager, who did score a run. So everybody scored a run. Everybody got on base. Almost everybody got a hit. It was an impressive day for Yankton.
Yeah, and the only guy who didn't get a hit was the guy who pitched a complete game. So it's one of those where everybody contributed one way or another. And like you said, everyone, except for Gavin coming around to score, who once again, like you said, had a courtesy runner. So, look, the bats were clicking. And one thing we continue to talk about, and kind of an underrated narrative of this baseball team, is how productive this bottom half of the lineup's been the last few weeks. I mean, Carter Boomsma had a hit and 2 RBI. Christian Weir had 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Jackson Cooter had 2 hits. Simon Kampshoff had a hit and a walk. It's one of those things where this 6 through 9 part of the lineup, when it's clicking, it really kind of unlocks the full potential of this team. And you've seen that here these last couple weeks, and my Yankton's won 7 games in a row.
And you just look at just to keep going on the bottom half of the order, 7 and 8 hitters, Jackson Cooter and Christian Weir yesterday. 4 combined hits and 6 combined at-bats, 5 combined runs, 3 RBIs, all for Christian Weir. Those 2 guys were really catalysts for the offense. They were the only guys on the team with multiple hits. Only one guy technically went perfect at the plate, though, Josh, because Sam Goki was 1 for 1 with 3 walks drawn, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. So, once again, another impressive performance from him. But top to bottom, this lineup really clicking right now.
Yeah, and hot at the right time. That's one of the things that's important here. You just got to be hot at the right time. And Yankton is right now in the regional and looking once again to win their 8th straight here if they can take care of business in Game 1 today. I know it's Game 2, but it's Game 1 today. Anyways, so, it's one of those where the lineup's clicking, the pitching's working. Yankton's got as good a shot as anybody.
Looking at the Sturgis side of things, Ethan Cermak had a great day for the Scoopers, 2 for 3, scored one of their 2 runs. Elijah Stroud drove in a run with an RBI. Tate Johnson had an RBI as well. And he came in off the bench to become the pitcher and then hit for himself once he entered the game. He went 1 for 1 driving in that RBI. So a good day for him. We'll see who Sturgis throws on the mound. Pitching rotations are going to be very different in terms of availability today, Josh. Yankton, obviously, being able to throw back Reich in a complete game means that every other arm is available today. Sturgis had to burn 4 of their pitchers, and looking at their roster, they only have 11 guys here right now. They only got 2 reserve. They only have 12 guys here right now. One of the DHs as well, so only a couple reserves for them. So we'll see who can pitch for them today.
And with that, I think they're almost fortunate that game only did go 5 innings, right? It's one of those where, you take your lumps and it doesn't end the way you want it to. But if you go 7 innings with the way things were going, it's one of those you're burning through more arms probably. At least now here you can see what you have left and go from there. But, going through 4 pitchers last night is obviously tough, both Royers, Johnson, and then Cale Poole who got the start. But, we'll see what they do out there and what their game plan is. Obviously, they're going to want some length out of whoever's starting Game 2.
Big things to keep an eye on today. Yankton, there's not much they need to change from yesterday. They were impressive. Nothing really went wrong for the Bucks. Now, you can't bank on nothing going wrong again. You got to stay switched on. You got to stay locked in. But for Sturgis, you got to cut down on the mistakes. 5 errors and a couple walks as well. 9 walks total issued by the Sturgis pitchers, a couple of those coming with the bases loaded. So you got to cut down on those mistakes. You can't give up free bags and free runs to this Yankton team. But should be a lot of fun today. If Yankton wins Game 1, they advance to the state tournament. If they lose Game 1, we'll have a winner-take-all Game 3 right here about 20 minutes after the final pitch of the first game. So we'll have all that today for you here on KYNT and KYN-TV. This is the Hy-Vee pregame show. Hy-Vee with a helpful smile in every aisle. For Josh Boelter, I'm Brayden Butler. When we come back, we're talking about some stats in focus for the Yankton Bucks.
There's a difference when a convenience store is locally owned, and you feel it the moment you stop at Triple Time Rudy's. You'll get great quality fuel to keep you on the move, plus local and regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner Lockers. It's the kind of place that's convenient and connected to your community. Conveniently located at 17th and Broadway, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling your community.
A local business owner came into the UPS store with a large shipment of products for his online store. While they packed everything securely, he asked if they could also handle the international shipping. The answer? Of course they can! For over 9 years, the UPS store in Yankton has been helping business owners with both their printing and shipping needs. Whether you're sending a package across town or across the globe, they've got you covered. So stop by the UPS store in Yankton and ask about them about their shipping services or current print specials.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, Member FDIC.
Life doesn't slow down for injuries, and neither should your care. With Yankton Medical Clinic Orthopedic Walk-In Care, you can be seen quickly, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. No referrals, no long waits, just experienced, highly trained surgeons ready to help you heal and get back to what you love. And because we live right here in Yankton, your care stays close to home. I'm Dr. Jeremy Kudera, orthopedic surgeon with Yankton Medical Clinic. I'm proud to call Yankton home. We're your orthopedic team, and we're here for you.
Buying your first home? That's a big moment. A happy, feel-good, when's the housewarming party moment. When you're ready to look for a home, start with a local FNBO mortgage lender. We're here to answer questions, personalize the experience, and share our expertise so you can focus on your search. Start your application and get pre-qualified now at fnbo.com. Your mortgage moment is just around the corner, and FNBO will be there every step. Visit our nearest branch or go to fnbo.com. FNBO is an equal housing lender.
In Yankton, community means everything, and at Wilson Trailer, it's the heart of what they do. They're more than manufacturers, they're your neighbors. From sponsoring the Bucks and Gazelles to supporting the next generation of farmers and builders, they're proud to give back to the place they call home. For over a century, Wilson Trailer has stood strong, steady, and rooted in community. Because when Yankton thrives, we all move forward. Wilson Trailer in Yankton. Learn more at wilsontrailer.com.
Are you on track to retire? I'm Adam Boelter, a certified financial planner with Vantage Financial, born and raised in Yankton, South Dakota. My team and I pride ourselves on building trust through clear, honest advice tailored to your unique goals. From retirement planning to smart tax strategies, we'll create a personalized plan to help you feel confident and secure about your financial future. Visit vfplanning.com or search Adam Boelter, Vantage Financial, to schedule a 15-minute call today.
Vantage Financial Partners is a registered investment advisor. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of Vantage by the SEC, nor does it indicate that Vantage has attained a particular level of skill or ability.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
In nearly every family's lineage, there's a tie to agriculture. It's a legacy reflected in how we raise our kids, help our neighbors, and respect what we have. Farmers Union Insurance was built on that legacy. And while our roots are in agriculture, our protection has grown to include home, auto, business, health, and life. Protect your legacy. Farmers Union Insurance.
Have a craving for wings or delicious burgers or Pivo fries? Come sink your teeth into the mouth-watering burgers and wings at Checkers Sports Bar and Grill in Yankton. With a menu that's flavor frenzy, there's something for every fan. Grab your friends, bring your family, and head down to Checkers. Checkers Sports Bar and Grill is Yankton's favorite spot for food, friends, and sports. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Your game days belong at Checkers.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN-TV. It's your Hy-Vee pregame show for the Class A Super Regionals between the Yankton Bucks and the Sturgis Scoopers. The Bucks lead the three-game series 1-0 after last night's 16-2 win. So Yankton only needs to take one game today, and it's been a very effective season all year long for the Yankton Bucks. And to get into that, we're going to go to your stats in focus, courtesy of Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first. Contact them today. They're at 605-665-2020. And Josh, looking at the numbers, baseball is a numbers game at the end of the day, even so much where they start making up random numbers that don't make any sense to me to have more stats for baseball, but I digress. But the numbers look really good for Yankton this year.
Yeah, hitting 284 as a team, an on-base percentage at a healthy 441. OPS just a hair under 800 at 796, slugging at 355. If you look at it, 3 home runs as a team, 118 RBIs. They've drawn 137 walks. I mean, just overall, this offense has been effective. And if you have a team batting average of 285, you're going to win a lot of baseball games.
And it hasn't always been that high. It's been as low as 223 at one point as a team so far this season. But like talked about with head coach Drew Lawrence last night in the post game, there was a time this season where it was Easton Fieser and Sam Goki, and you were really hoping someone else in the lineup was able to get hot. Well, congratulations for Yankton. Everybody in the lineup's gotten hot the last couple games for them. Yeah, dating back to really their doubleheader loss to Brandon Valley up in Brandon a few weeks ago. Since then, a couple big wins over Watertown and impressive victories last weekend over T and Brookings. Then, obviously, yesterday 16-2 over Sturgis, who meeting up again today. So the bats have been going really well as of late. It's the perfect time to peak if you're the Yankton offense as well, heading into the postseason, potentially heading into the state tournament if you win one of these games today.
You know, and like you said, it's not really a coincidence that all of a sudden the bats get going. You win 7 in a row. That's a perfect timing for Yankton. They flipped the switch offensively, especially really up and down the lineup lately, and the results are showing on the field.
This is a really good baseball team in the Yankton Bucks this year. They're well balanced. Things are obviously clicking at the right time, but even when the hitting hasn't been there this season, Josh, the pitching has been there. It starts that 1.715 ERA as a team. This is a very, very good Yankton Bucks pitching staff.
Once again, yeah, I mean, we talk about it every broadcast. There's 4 guys really you can throw on the mound and some others that you can go out there and absolutely trust to throw a few innings. But 4 starters really for this team between Riken, Goki, who you'll see today, Chase Cooley, Ryan Turner. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, but those are kind of the core 4 of this pitching staff, and they all have been dynamic on the mound. And when you have a pitching staff like that, you got a chance to win every game, even if half of them are playing hacky sack down on the field right now.
And one of the guys they used as a swing into the hacky sack last week, Boston Frick's another very versatile member of the rotation. We've seen him start. We've seen him come out of the pen. He does it all, and he's willing to do it all on the mound, and another very good pitcher. When you got
forget the core 4, it's a Fab 5.
That's just your Yankees bias showing with the core 4.
Now we're going to the great state of Michigan.
Everybody loves the Michigan Wolverines, right?
Yeah, great. Everybody's favorite university out there. No one hates them.
Sarcasm if you're not picking it up at home. I am not a Michigan fan, but if you are, I'm sorry for your choices, not for what I said. Anyway, those are your stats.
They cheated to win a national championship. What? No, I'm just kidding. Not in basketball. They did win that, too. They've been winning a lot lately. I think that's what it is.
I hate how much they win, just because none of my teams win ever since I was born. Now, as a lifelong, Cowboys, Huskers, and more recently becoming a Bulls fan, man, the '90s would have been really cool if I was alive.
You had fun. You would have had fun.
If I was born 10 years early, if I was born 20 years earlier, I would have really enjoyed things.
Let me tell you, as a '90s kid, you would have enjoyed it. Yeah. I was alive in the '90s for 3 months. People don't listen.
You didn't gain consciousness until at least 2002. So I mean. I didn't gain consciousness until about 6 months ago. So those are your stats in focus, courtesy of Vision Care Associates. No, I don't know what I just said either. This is your Hy-Vee pregame show. Hy-Vee with a helpful smile in every aisle. We're going to go back to break. When we come back, we're talking keys to the game and your key players. So don't go anywhere. More to come here on your Hy-Vee pregame show.
Need custom clothing for your team, fundraiser, business, or event? Let JJ Benji's make it easy. Forget about taking orders, collecting money, and handing out shirts yourself. JJ Benji's handles everything for you. They create a custom online store with the merchandise you want to offer. Items are ordered and paid for online, and JJ Benji's ships the items directly to them. All you have to do is share the link or QR code. That's it. Contact JJ Benji's in Yankton to learn more about it.
I'm Colby Cookta, one of your Yankton Edward Jones financial advisors. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why I'm a proud sponsor of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles on KYNT.
Call 605-653-4860 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
I'm Colby Cookta, financial advisor Edward Jones Yankton, member SIPC.
At Mount Marty University, students get real support and real opportunities.
Hi, I'm Maya, and I'm a business major at Mount Marty University. The professors here at Mount Marty are just amazing. They're very good about supporting me through future internships and jobs that they try and line me up with, and they also provide real life experiences in the classroom through projects and speakers and things like that.
Start your journey online at mountmarty.edu.
Did you ever hear that termites only swarm to feed and mate during the springtime? Well, that's just a myth. Here's the fact. While they do swarm to mate in the spring, termites eat wood 24/7 year-round. In fact, termites cause an average of $5 billion in property damage every year, and that's no myth. A pest professional is your best defense against the devastation rodents, termites, roaches, and ants can cause to your home and family.
Olson Pest Technicians, 1-800-KIL-BUGS.
If you've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury, check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping, chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation.
Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet.
From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back.
Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
Located on Summit Street across from the high school.
Do you struggle with dry contacts? At Vision Care Associates, we have a great option. Infused contact lenses by Bosch & Lomb. Infused lenses are designed to ensure that your eyes stay hydrated and irritation-free, even after a full day of wear. Our doctors specialize in fitting these lenses for maximum comfort and optimal vision. Schedule your consultation and experience the all-day comfort and crisp, clear vision you deserve.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
At H&H Roofing, we don't just fix roofs, we protect families. We're family-owned, locally operated, and dedicated to keeping our community safe and dry. Every nail, every shingle, every handshake, it all matters to us. From repairs to full roof replacements, we treat every home like it's our own. Because when your home is secure, we feel secure. For honest work and dependable results, trust the local team that cares. Call H&H Roofing in Yankton today. We've got you covered.
The Sherco exclusive SureLink wireless remote system features the most advanced industrial Bluetooth technology and best-in-class express operation. Operate any Sherco electric product with the SureLink Pro and EZR remotes, or with your smartphone using the SureLink app. To learn more, contact your authorized Sherco distributor or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
When you make the right decision, it feels good. Like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision too. That's why State Farm agent Rhonda Westland is right here in Yankton to help you select the right protection at the right price. Rhonda will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Rhonda Westland, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call her. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's easy to fall into the weekend warrior routine. A long hike, a hard gym session, a pickup game, or a full day of yard work can feel productive until your body reminds you it hasn't been building up to that load. This is Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson with First Chiropractic Centers. Injuries often happen when the demand suddenly outpaces what your joints and muscles are prepared for. Want to stay active without the setbacks? Visit First Chiropractic Centers today with offices in Yankton, Hardington, Tyndall, and Wagner, inspiring and empowering others to healthier living.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN TV. It's time for your keys to the game, courtesy of Vision Real Estate, where their focus is always on you. Visit igotvision.com. 3 keys today is finishing this series strong, Josh, being smart at the plate, and playing solid defense. You can't make mistakes if you want to close out a series and punch your ticket to the state tournament.
Close the door, right? You know, it's one of those, don't give Sturgis any life. If you can come out here and take care of business in game 2 and just close the series without going to a game 3, obviously that would benefit this Yankton team with a really good pitcher on the mound and Sam Goki. Like you said, limit some of those mistakes. We saw Sturgis yesterday. They made 5 errors. It kind of killed them out there on the diamond, added some extra runs on the board for Yankton there. So, you know, limit those mistakes on that end. And then, like you said, smart at bats and just take care of business, be disciplined at the plate, and handle things today.
Taking care of business every day. Taking care. All right, sorry. Can't sing too much. We'll get copyrighted on YouTube. Anyway.
Working overtime. I'm air guitaring up here, people. Look, it's like
this is what we do for fun.
It's 9:45 in the morning for baseball. If I'm not doing an air guitar, what are we doing?
That is fair.
This is the equivalent of the before we continue with our key player, this is the equivalent of like the 10:30 baseball game on Peacock that they've been doing the last couple of years for Major League. So same thing.
Yeah, but we're even better. We're on KYN TV.
Darn right.
Thank you for joining us.
Eat your heart out, Peacock.
Whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, the KYN TV app, or online at kyntv.com, thank you for joining us here for Yankton Bucks Baseball. Key player today, though, courtesy of Missouri River Associates. Their office is local. They know you by name, and your home, auto, and family are important to them. Easton Feeser over at first base, and carrying the biggest bat in the lineup is going to be our key player today.
Yeah, tied for the lead in doubles and triples on the team with Sam Goki, of course, leads the team in home runs and RBIs, hitting .415. The fact that that's not leading your team in batting average is crazy. He's got an OBP at .524, an OPS at over 1,100, and a slugging at .631. So he's been awesome. He's been able to kind of clean things up, clean the base paths up really quickly with one swing of the bat more often than not. He's been great over there, and of course a good glove at first base too. So yeah, Easton's been awesome, and looking to continue that today.
We're going to go back to break. When we return, we're talking about the starting lineup, and we're taking a look at your starting pitchers for both these teams today. For Sturgis, a guy who just threw yesterday was we were wrong. 30 pitches is the mark that you have to stay under if you want to throw again the next day. Brody Royer is going to start for Sturgis. Sam Goki, we've talked about already, getting the start for Yankton. We'll talk more about that when we come back. This is Yankton Bucks Baseball, KYNT, KYN TV.
I'm Larry Olson, and I approve this message.
A vote for Larry's Heating and Cooling means your home or business will have dependable comfort all year long.
I believe in keeping your energy bills low.
A new high-efficiency heating and cooling unit means substantial savings on your energy bill.
I will cut spending.
Before you pay too much, call Larry's for an honest, no-obligation quote.
Vote for comfort. Vote for Larry's.
Paid for by Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion.
Play ball! This is John Marquardt. As an umpire, I know when it's time to step up to the plate and give it your best. And the time for me to step up is now, so I'm running for the District 18 House in the primary election. I've had extensive experience on the Yankton County Commission, and I will represent the entire district.
Vote by absentee or on June 2nd for John Marquardt for District 18 House of Representatives. Paid for by Friends of John Marquardt.
Are you tired of sugary sports drinks that make you crash faster than your team's playoff hopes? Strike out thirst like a champ with Liquid Death. It's 100% mountain water, no sugar, no weird colors, no fake flavors, just pure hydration that's cooler than your walk-up song. Perfect for dugouts, doubleheaders, and post-game victory laps. Because swinging for the fences is easier when you're not running on fruit punch and regrets. Whether you're playing, practicing, or just pretending to stretch, grab a Liquid Death and crush your thirst with style.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, they believe you should understand your dental health, not just receive it. They'll show you your x-rays and photos, explain the why behind any treatment, and make sure you feel confident about your care. And if you have dental insurance, it's a good time to use it. New patient exams and x-rays are often covered at 100%. Learn more at elwoodfamilydentalcare.com, where they take care of the entire family.
Does your insurance agent know you by name? Do you see them at the school pickup or around town? Home and auto insurance is more than just premiums and deductibles. It's about having someone who truly understands you and your family. We take the time to get to know your life, your needs, and what matters most, so you have the right coverage when it counts. Call me, Skylar Sherman with Missouri River Associates in Yankton today for insurance you can trust from someone who's truly local.
Are you looking to buy or sell a home but not sure where to start? I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. With 20 years of experience and a passion for finding the perfect match, I'll work hard for you, answer all your questions along the way, and make it stress-free. Call me at 605-664-5555, and let's get moving.
If it's time to review the look of the signage of your business, let Mayor Signs help. They offer all types of signs, including exterior and interior signage, fleet wraps, digital signs, and much more. They also do logo creation and vehicle wraps. Their technicians arrive on site fully equipped to get the installation done with quality workmanship. With the latest tools and technology, Mayor Signs provides high-quality installation service for any sign. Contact Mayor Signs today on 4th and Broadway in Yankton.
Ford has just announced employee pricing on almost all of the entire lineup of new Ford vehicles.
Employee pricing is always the cheapest way to buy a new Ford. The employee price is roughly $2,000 less than dealer cost, and you still get to take off any other rebates that apply. Moody Motors has a great lineup to choose from, and as always, we take almost anything in on trade. Save money and get the vehicle that you want right here at Moody Motors in Niobrara.
You're in the mood for Moody.
It's sandal season at Boston Shoes to Boots, and we are fully loaded on new inventory and classic favorites. From popular brands like Birkenstock, Chaco, Keen, Atrex, Dansko, Sorel, and so much more. Find the perfect fit and step into something new this season. Boston Shoes to Boots, open 6 days a week, located in the heart of downtown on Cedar Street. See you soon, shoe lovers.
Yankton Thrive believes Yankton works better together. We all know that when our local businesses grow, tourism thrives, jobs expand, and investment follows, our whole community benefits. Through partnerships, shared goals, and collaboration, we're building a stronger future for Yankton together. You can learn how Yankton Thrive is connecting people, ideas, and opportunities by going online to yanktonsd.com. Yankton Thrive, because Yankton works better together.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN TV. It's time for your starting lineups. We'll go over the batting order first and then talk about more in-depth the starting pitcher for the Yankton Bucks and Sam Goki today, Josh. But starting things off with the batting orders for both these teams, and I'll let you start with whichever one you want to start with.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and start with Sturgis here. Batting first and playing over at shortstop, it's Bridger Masser-Batten. Batting second, pitching today, Brody Royer. Batting third, Elijah Stroud, and playing over at first base. Jace Thurman in the cleanup spot. He's out in left field today. Batting fifth and handling the catching duties is Ethan Cermak. Batting seventh over at second base is Kel Sundstrom. Batting seventh and over in right field is Jack Jolly. Batting eighth and playing at third base, Blake Kaufman. And then in center field and batting ninth and rounding out the order, Tate Johnson.
And Royer did throw yesterday. You were not, misremembering, but 28 pitches. He was under the 30-pitch mark. He is available today. And we talked about how many arms got used yesterday for Sturgis, and now I have to go back and recheck on which of those guys threw over 30 pitches, as some of those guys might still be available today. Yeah, all of them, except Cale Poole, threw 30 or under pitches. So Logan Royer, Brody Royer, and Tate Johnson are actually available again today. So there's only one arm in the lineup that's not technically available today. So that is actually a really good job of managing all those arms yesterday for Sturgis. I didn't think about that in the moment, but also I was under the impression it was 20 pitches yesterday, not 30. So
what we thought was poor management turned out to be elite management.
Not
necessarily poor, but you know what I'm saying. The point is it turned out well.
It turned out really well for them, and see if what they go with today. I expect to see some of those guys on the mound again, unless Royer can go the complete game. But looking at your starting pitcher now, or looking at the starters now, for the Yankton Bucks. My apologies. I was jumping ahead of myself.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Batting first and playing over at short today, Beck Reichen. Batting second and pitching on the mound, Sam Goki. Batting third and playing first base, Easton Fieser. Batting cleanup and catching, Gavin Johnson. Batting fifth out in center field, Tate Bestie. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Carter Boomsma. Batting seventh over at second base, Jackson Kudera. Batting eighth and the designated hitter today, Liam Villanueva. Batting ninth and over at third base, Simon Kampshoff. And then not batting but out in right field today, once again, Caden Hunoff.
You realize I'm going to have to fix our scoreboard during the next break, Josh. Yankton will be batting first since it's game 2 of the series. They are technically the road team. That is not going to mess me up for this entire game. Looking at your starting pitcher now for the Yankton Bucks, it'll be Sam Goki today. 5-0 on the year with a 6.56 ERA, 36 total strikeouts. But Josh, his last 2 starts, both complete games, allowed only 4 hits, 2 runs, and has 21 strikeouts over those 2 games.
Electric, elite, dynamic. How many more words do you want me to say? He's been awesome, and, looking forward to watching him on the mound today once again. And, Coach Joulart's got a lot of faith in him and looking to close this series out here in Game 2.
We're going to go to break. When we come back, it'll be first pitch, courtesy of the Boathouse here from Riverside Field. Back in a couple of minutes. This is Yankton Bucks Baseball, KYNT, KYN TV.
Car troubles never happen at a convenient time. Whether you find yourself with a flat tire, dead battery, breakdown, or in an accident, call Gary's Towing. They've been helping drivers in the Yankton area for over 50 years with light, medium, and heavy towing. Family owned and operated Gary's Towing is the name you can count on, day or night. Call Gary, Mike, or Mason at 605-665-4351. Gary's Towing, where experience means reliability.
Water isn't supposed to be in floors or in ceilings, but leaks and accidents happen.
If that happens, you should call FloorTech Cleaning and Restoration.
They clean it up and restore your home. From burst pipes to unexpected leaks, FloorTech Cleaning and Restoration responds fast. 24/7 proudly serving Yankton, Mitchell, Norfolk, Sioux Falls, and beyond. If your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech.
I'm Chris, the plant accountant here with Parker of Yankton. So let's do some math. 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, that's 2,080 hours. With our night shift pay differential of $2.35 an hour, that comes out to over $400 extra in your pocket every month. Nearly $5,000 extra dollars a year, just for working the same job on a different shift. Same work, same team, just more in your paycheck. Join us and let the math work in your favor. Learn more at parker.com/careers.
Parker, engineering your success.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Introducing the all-new Glow Vitality Bar at Glow Aesthetics Med Spa. Quick, effective in-office injections and IV therapies designed to support energy, immunity, recovery, and overall wellness in minutes. From NAD+ and glutathione for cellular support and glow to B-complex boosts, hydration drips, and fast-acting nausea or pain relief. We make feeling better simple and convenient. Need a quick energy reset, recovering from travel or a long week? It's time to glow. Glow Vitality Bar at Glow Aesthetics Med Spa.
There's a moment in every real estate deal that matters more than the contract. It usually happens at a kitchen table. Maybe it's a young couple realizing they can actually afford their first home. Maybe it's a family deciding it is time to build something new. At the Move Group, that's the moment we work for. Not the commission, not the closing. The moment a person looks up and says, we can do this. That's the Move Group. So move with Mason and the Move Group.
Move with Mason.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
At Vision Care Associates, we're always improving our technology for the health of your eyes. With OptoMap dilation-free exams, you get a comprehensive view of your retina without the need for dilation eye drops. It's quick, easy, and best of all, it keeps your day interruption-free. OptoMap captures a detailed image of your eye, helping to detect any problems. No blurriness, no discomfort, just clear, precise results. Book your OptoMap exam now.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Spring is here and the games are just getting started. From baseball season in full swing to NHL and even golf, At the Bar has it all on. Add in local matchups and more, and there's always a game worth watching. With TVs everywhere and a welcoming hometown feel, it's the perfect place to kick back and enjoy the game. So bring your friends, settle in, and be part of the crowd, where every cheer feels a little louder and every moment a little better together. You can watch the game anywhere, but the real fans gather at the bar in downtown Yankton.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN TV as we're getting ready for game number 2 of a 3-game series in the Class A Super Regionals. And Josh, they pulled a switcheroo on us. Forgot that they switch who's the home team and who's the road team, even though Yankton is hosting. So Yankton, the road team on the scoreboard, they will bat first.
Yeah, they're going to bat first, and Brayden, 10 hits last night, 16 runs, and just 4 innings of work in the lineup. And, you look at it here, once again, just a dynamic offense where everybody was really contributing one way or another. So looking forward to see this lineup today. And they're going to face Brody Royer, Brayden, who I thought pitched fairly well in his inning of work. Gave up 4 hits, but there were also a few errors in that time. Gave up 4 runs, only 1 earned. So I think they know, or at least Sturgis knows, he pitched really well yesterday. Give him a shot to kind of keep things in check here today against, once again, a really good Yankton lineup.
Before we go for first pitch, your officials of the game, courtesy of the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General. They are the law on the diamond. And honestly, it looks like the same umpire crew as yesterday, Josh, just switching positions. Home plate umpires out in the field, and the field umpires back behind home plate.
And that makes sense if you think about it, with obviously the super regionals going on all around the state, around the class
Emphasis
right now.
on
Might as well state. You got to emphasize the super.
It's about a 6-hour drive between Sturgis and Yankton, so, I mean, it's super regional.
Yeah. Absolutely. Should be a fun one here today, though. And Riken out there, Royer, Brayden, we're ready to go. That first pitch, a strike from Royer. Royer, once again, Brayden, we talked about it. 4 runs yesterday, but really only 1 of those earned.
Yeah, it was mistakes in the field behind him that really cost him and the Scoopers quite a bit of ground in that game. Ends up being a 16-2 win for Yankton.
As Riken drives that one out in the gap and left field, that's going to get down. Riken should have extra bases here. He's rounded safe at second. So back Riken, Brayden, with a leadoff double to get things going for the Bucks.
That is quite a way to announce yourself here for game number 2 of this potential 3-game series. Nice hit there from Riken to get things going, and already put a runner in scoring position for Sam Goki.
And we know Yankton likes to get busy on the base pass, but Beck Riken, Brayden, continues to see that batting average climb. Didn't have a hit yesterday, but so like you said, we see Sam Goki come up. He fouls off pitch 1, but Beck Riken heating up at the right time.
And that's what you like to see if you're head coach Drew Lawrence. Mentioned it early in the season, kind of jokingly last night. It's like outside of Goki and Feeser, not a lot of guys are really able to see the ball very well early on in the season. That's not an issue for this lineup right now.
Guy who's been seeing the ball well all season, Sam Goki. He's down 0-2 early in the count here to Brody Royer. Goki had a hit yesterday, did walk 3 times, 2 RBIs, and scored 3 times as well, so the stat sheet is always full. We'll see him on the mound, bottom of the first. I've been rather lucky this year, Brayden, as this one is hit out, foul down the first base line, chasing after it, making a diving effort to no avail is Eliza Stroud. An incredible effort there, but just not able to come up to it. But I don't know if this is just how it's worked, or maybe Drew Lawrence is playing out for me. It feels like every time Sam Goki's on the bump, I get the chance to take the lead on these calls. I don't know how that's worked out this year, but it's made for some fun games.
And it's traditionally just how Yankton's operated. Usually they like to pitch Beck and Sam in the same doubleheaders, and Beck will take game 1, Sam will take game 2, and those are 2 shutdown pitchers. Cooley and Boston will take usually. They'll kind of switch off in doubleheaders when they're pitching, so it kind of been how it worked out, and nobody's complaining, that's for sure.
Well, Goki there takes the ball and has a chance here. Beck Riken getting a big lead, and Royer noticing that is another foul ball here from Sam Goki. He's fouled off more than his fair share in this at-bat.
And that one didn't miss the third base bag by much, Josh. I want to say about 2-3 feet at most outside of the foul line there. And if that is into left field, we're probably talking about Beck Riken coming across to score.
Royer once again taking a long look at Beck Riken over at second as he throws a ball outside and low. Yankton, once again, if you're just tuning in, good morning, by the way. Yankton trying to close out the Super Regionals, as we call it around here. 2-2. The count on Sam Goki. We're just getting started. Yankton, technically the visiting team here today, despite being at home. So they're batting here in the top of the first as Goki is going to pop this one up over by second base. Making the catch over there is Sundstrom to record the first out of the top of the first.
And I know Sam's a good enough player. He doesn't need to take moral victories, but from down 0-2 in the count to battle back, I know it ends in an out, but could have been a 3-pitch at-bat, but still able to really drive up the pitch numbers early on here for Royer.
Yeah, a competitive at-bat for sure. Not able to advance the runner, but still forced Royer to throw some pitches. And now we welcome Easton Fieser, throw over at Reichen, not in time. Usually you'll see Beck and most runners get down on that one. Beck, no, not on that one. Just kind of walked back over there.
And it ended up, because he didn't slide back in, literally being at Reichen. It was a good glove from the shortstop.
Fieser gives that one a ride out towards center field, and it's going to get down. Reichen will score. Fieser is going to turn 2, and he's heading for third. Throw is missed, and Fieser will be safe. 1 run will score once again. Beck Reichen home. It's an RBI triple for Easton Fieser.
Let's look at this again, your Vision Care Associates replay. We talk about it all the time, Josh. This might be the sweetest swing in the entire state right now by Easton Fieser. Just good contact, dead center. Not enough to get it over the fence. Maybe for a little wind help later this afternoon, it would have got over, but an RBI triple for him to put the Bucks on top 1-0.
Gavin Johnson sends this one out towards center, and it's going to get down as well in that right center field gap. Fieser will score. Johnson's turning 2. He's heading for third as well. The throw not in time. So another RBI triple there for the Bucks back-to-back to make this game 2-0.
There's another great piece of hitting from Gavin Johnson as we're going to watch him coming back from there is a beautiful swing from him again and getting all the way around to third. But that's fantastic once again from the Yankton Bucks. Back-to-back triples, and Will Sager now courtesy running at third base. Another run 90 feet away for the Bucks.
And the Yankton bats picking up right where they left off yesterday. 16 runs so far in this game, Brayden. Just the first inning, 3 extra base hits, a double from Beck Reichen, and then a pair of triples from Easton Fieser and Gavin Johnson. Now we'll welcome Tate Bestie to the plate. As Bestie takes a ball to start, so he's got a runner in scoring position, like you said, with Will Sager courtesy running at third. Bestie did go 1 for 4 yesterday with an RBI, and looking to add to that today, put another run on the board as he fouls one and off, make the count even at 1 apiece. If you're just tuning in, you've already missed a lot. 2 RBI triples leads to 2 runs for the Bucks here in the first inning. As you see one of the guys at the double in this inning, and over in the dugout, he's tossing around a football over there in Beck Reichen, but
got to stay loose.
As that pitch is wild, kind of bounces off the backstop there. Sager got a bit of a late start and wasn't able to take advantage, but you know, it's one of those you talk about football. Bucks quarterback this last fall at the plate, Tate Bestie, trying to make something happen.
Yeah, led his team to a state championship appearance this year, a game that Yankton's gotten to a couple times the last couple years.
If it wasn't for those pesky governors over there.
That's most of the state saying that, though.
This one chopped high over by pitcher. Sager's going to score. Bestie's out at first, but the Bucks once again add another run here to make it 3-0.
If you had told Brody Royer his first inning coming up to the mound, he was going to get Sam Goki out on a 2-strike swing, pop up in the infield, he's like, oh, first inning must have went pretty decent. I got the number 1 hitter on the team out statistically. Unfortunately, that just has not been the case as the Bucks have rallied around everywhere else.
Yeah, the bats showing up here for Sam Goki, who we'll see in the bottom of the first here. Pitching for the Bucks, working with a 3-0 lead. It's Carter Boomsman at the plate, so Bestie gets the job done. Advances the runner 90 feet to score to make it 3-0 once again. And Boomsman's going to take a ball here. Carter Boomsman last night was coming in, hitting 300. He added to that with a hit, 2 RBIs, also walked at 1 point last night as well. So that pitch inside. I won't say necessarily a tough strike zone so far, Brayden, but very tight. It feels like very compacted there. A lot of times you'll see that pitch called a strike.
And Coach Lawrence said yesterday this umpire crew, and he said that they like this umpire crew. They like how they do it, but they are a little tighter on the strike zone, and that can play to the advantage or to the dismay of batters and pitchers.
So 3-1 on Yankton's speedy left fielder Carter Boomsman. 2 outs, nobody on. Yankton adds 3 here and got a chance to do some more damage as Carter Boomsman is going to walk on 5 pitches. And Brayden, what do we say? Start the clock?
I'll start a stopwatch right now. If I even get it up by the time he takes second base, or tries to take second base, I should say, because Boomsman is pretty quick on the draw and trying to steal. And looks like we're going to get a mound visit here.
That clock real fast.
It gives me a chance to get it up.
Yeah. All right, 2 outs here, 1 on over at first. It's Carter Boomsman. There is a mound visit here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on KYNT and KYN TV.
A local business owner came into the UPS store with a large shipment of products for his online store. While they packed everything securely, he asked if they could also handle the international shipping. The answer? Of course they can. For over 9 years, the UPS store in Yankton has been helping business owners with both their printing and shipping needs. Whether you're sending a package across town or across the globe, they've got you covered. So stop by the UPS store in Yankton and ask about them about their shipping services or current print specials.
FM 1021 and AM 1450. KYNT. Yankton.
Throw over, not in time on Carter Boomsma. Brayden, start that stopwatch on your phone as we're getting ready here with Jackson Cooter at the plate. Yankton's added 3 here in the top of the first, and they've still got 1 on. And Brayden, that clock, like magic, Boomsma takes second base.
From the time the mound visit officially ended, 19 seconds.
Yeah,
and that was with a throw over to first. I assume Boomsma would have taken off right away anyway, and that's how you got to play against Carter Boomsma when he's on the base paths. You got to keep him close to the bag and able to steal second base there.
And now you got to be careful. A good hitter at the plate in Jackson Cooter. Cooter had 2 base hits yesterday, including a nice double off of Royer in the late stages of last night's game. That one outside for a ball, 2-1. So Cooter with a chance to add to this Yankton lead. Here's the 2-1 to Cooter. That inside, make it 3-1. And Royer already thrown a lot of pitches, Brayden. 24 here.
I don't like to acknowledge fans or things that are said by the fans too much. I'll explain after this pitch.
There's a very passionate mother out there. As Cooter drives that one, that's going to get down in right field. Boomsma will score. It's an RBI single for Jackson Cooter.
Yeah, great piece of hitting from him. Look at it again in your Vision Care Associates replay. Just driving one out into right center field, bringing home the fastest guy on the team from second base. You know, you don't have to put it that far out there to get Boomsma home, but that definitely helps when a good piece of hitting from Jackson Cooter. But the reason I bring up what I was bringing up is obviously, people have their opinions on the strike zone. Never mind. I won't talk about it.
Villanueva, who's getting his first start today, sends it deep to right field. That's going to get down the warning track. Cooter is going to score, and it's an RBI double for Liam Villanueva, who Brayden in just 15, now 16 plate appearance, or 15 at-bats, was hitting over 400. He's going to add to that right there with an RBI double.
Every time I'm trying to get to the point I'm trying to make, Yankton's like, don't worry, buddy. We'll get you next time. Watch this drive.
Will that continue for Simon Kampshoff at the plate now? But, yeah, no, Yankton with 5 runs here on 5 hits in the first inning. And, Brayden, a lot of times you'll see Yankton manufacture runs with small ball. It helped with a stolen base there for Boomsma. But it's been extra base hits, 4 of them here in Game 1 already in just the first inning. A double from Liam Villanueva, a double from Beck Reichen, and a pair of triples as well from Gavin Johnson and Easton Fieser. This Yankton lineup on fire.
Yeah, the 2 triples coming from guys who, I'm not saying they're not athletic, but not guys you expect to be speedsters on this team. But that just goes to show the top-to-bottom athleticism of this Yankton squad.
Yeah, and even then, as you say that, though, Easton Fieser technically does lead the team in triples with 2 now. He broke that tie with Sam Goki. Here as we welcome, once again, Simon Kampshoff. He's down 1-2 in the count. He's going to drop this one down into left field. They're sending Villanueva home. It's an RBI single for Simon Kampshoff. 6 runs here in the top of the first. And the Yankton lineup has batted around already here in the top frame.
And just another good swing there from Simon Kampshoff, a guy who's really been seeing the ball well here in the back half of the season as just a sophomore on this Bucs squad. Another run comes to score in Yankton, a 6th spot in the top of the first.
Yeah, 6 hits, 6 runs for the Bucs. 2 outs. Simon Kampshoff on. It's Beck Reichen up, and he had a double in his first plate appearance. Brayden gave it a ride out to left center.
Hoping to find a similar spot here. I mean, Kampshoff's got the wheels. He can get around and potentially score, as Yankton's just been on fire in this opening frame.
A little sweet chin music from Royer right there, his 32nd pitch for a ball. And Yankton taking advantage of the gaps, some deep gaps here at Riverside Field. And so that one's chopped foul from Reichen, but able to take advantage so far. So, yeah, once again, 6 hits here in the top of the first for Yankton. They are technically the visiting team once again, despite hosting here in Super Regional. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not going to stop. Royer sends this one grounder over to short. Batten the throw in time to end the first. But Yankton does some damage. 6 runs on 6 hits. They leave 1 stranded and lead 6-0 heading into the bottom of the first. I'm Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler, KYNT, KYN-TV. When we come back, it's Sam Goki on the mound.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
When pain or injury slows you down, waiting isn't an option. That's why Yankton Medical Clinic Orthopedic Walk-in Care is available Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, right here in Yankton. No appointment is needed. Just walk in and you will be seen. It's faster access to the expert care that you deserve from doctors who live and invest in this community. We're not just your doctors, we're your neighbors. I'm Dr. Brent Adams, orthopedic surgeon with the Yankton Medical Clinic. I'm proud to call Yankton home. We're your orthopedic team and we're here for you.
Six runs in the top of the first. Yankton leads off of 6 hits, 4 of which for extra bases. A pair of doubles from Beck Reichen and Liam Villanueva, and then a pair of triples from Gavin Johnson and Easton Fieser is where we're at here in the bottom of the first. Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler, KYNT, KYN-TV. And Brayden, it's a tall task to ask anybody to come back from 6 runs in a baseball game. It's an even taller task with Sam Goki on the mound.
Yeah, taking a look at Sam Goki across his last 2 starts, Josh. 4 runs total, given up 2 complete games, 21 strikeouts.
That pitch, a ball to Bridger Massa Batten, who did walk and later came around to score in game 1, had a strikeout as well. As he hits this one over to short, just over the head of Beck Reichen. It's a base hit for Bridger Massa Batten.
Well, that's one way to get things rolling. A nice little shot out to left field, a leadoff single. You know, don't shut the door on the Sturgis Scoopers just yet. There's a lot of baseball to be played. I know we've mentioned that it's going to be a tall task, but that doesn't mean they can't climb that mountain.
Yeah, and Batten, you could say he was batting up there. I wanted to do that so bad, so we're going to do it. Now we welcome Brody Royer to the plate. He had a hit and a walk in game 1 last night as he takes a first pitch strike. So Sturgis trying to rally early here in this one, down 6. This one fouled off by Royer. Royer, who's handling the pitching duties here for Sturgis, trying to help himself out. He's got a runner on first.
I always have to check over my shoulder, Josh, if there's a foul ball that's right below where our microphone is and someone runs over to it. I hear it sounds like the footsteps are behind me in the booth.
You know, we got a pretty good crowd. Mike can pick a lot up. So hopefully those parents out there here,
keep it civil, please.
Yeah.
No.
At home, if you wanna do that, go crazy. Go crazy. We can't pick you up from home unless you want to call in. Then we still can't. So don't do it.
Just don't.
Just don't.
Tell you, man, there's one guy I know for a fact could be heard through the TV. That was my stepdad.
I would say the same for my father, Jeff Boelter. He can be heard. But you know what? So can I sometimes.
I feel like all of them were yelling at the Huskers.
Yeah, this one popped up over by second. Jackson Kudera getting underneath it to record the first out. The Boelters care about their Huskers. I'll tell you a story. So last night, my cousin graduated, right? My mom and brother went to the graduation. And anyways, I get a text from my brother while we're sitting here asking me, saying, hey, Grandpa Gene wants to know the Husker baseball score. And I'm like, 1, I'm working. 2, what? Which they did end up winning. They rallied from down 6-1 against Minnesota last night. His first pitch strike. Up, by the way, right now is Elijah Stroud. Stroud playing over at first. He did have a hit and an RBI and a walk in game 1. But, yeah, so the Boelters care about their Huskers. And this pitch is out. Bridger Massa Batten going to try to steal second. The throw in time. They're going to say he got him over at second. What a throw from Gavin Johnson, Brayden.
And we're looking at it again in your Vision Care Associates replay, Josh. Just great pop time, even from down on one knee. I know some baseball purists don't like the one knee stance anymore because they say it ruins your pop time. Didn't affect Gavin Johnson. They were able to get it down to second base in time.
So now Stroud working with nobody on base as he takes the ball, make it 2-1. With it as well, we mentioned the Huskers, the softball team ended up beating USD last night 4-1, and tip of the cap to those two squads. Obviously, both have an incredible season. I think they both play today. I think the Coyotes play Louisville. I know Nebraska plays at noon. I can't remember who they play though. I'd have to look.
The team that beat Louisville. That's all I got for you.
It was not a well-known school. I know that is.
I'm blanking.
This 2-2 count to Stroud's going to get past Easton Fieser on a hot shot down the first base line. He's going to stay at first, though. So a single for Stroud here. So you know, with that, Brayden, Sturgis getting a couple base hits here. Just not able to take advantage with 2 outs so far. And look and see if they can do that as we welcome Jace Thurman to the plate. Thurman out in left field did go 1 for 3 with a hit yesterday. And it seems like a theme on this, Brayden. Sturgis, you know, it didn't show on the scoreboard, but I had a good day at the plate as this one spit right back to a leaping Sam Goki to end the first. So 2 hits for Sturgis in the bottom of the first. They do leave 1 stranded as they still trail 6-0 against the Yankton Bucks. When we come back, it's going to be Sam Goki and the Yankton Bats in the top of the second.
Upgrading your home? That's a big moment. A happy, feel-good, we're getting a home office moment. When it's time to renovate or relocate for your growing family, our local FNBO mortgage lenders provide the personalized experience and expert guidance to make the home financing process go smoothly. We handle the details so you can focus on making the house your home. Your mortgage moment will be memorable, and FNBO is here to get you there. Visit our nearest branch or go to fnbo.com. Equal housing lender.
Are you on track to retire? I'm Adam Boelter, a certified financial planner with Vantage Financial, born and raised in Yankton, South Dakota. My team and I pride ourselves on building trust through clear, honest advice tailored to your unique goals. From retirement planning to smart tax strategies, we'll create a personalized plan to help you feel confident and secure about your financial future. Visit vfplanning.com or search Adam Boelter, Vantage Financial to schedule a 15-minute call today.
Vantage Financial Partners is a registered investment advisor. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of Vantage by the SEC, nor does it indicate that Vantage has attained a particular level of skill or ability.
Top of the second, KYNT, KYN-TV, Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler. Game 2 of the Super Regional as Yankton leads 6-0, 4 extra base hits, including 2 triples in the first. Once again, Yankton technically the visiting team here in Game 2. It's Brody Royer on the mound. He's thrown 34 pitches so far, and now he'll face Sam Goki, who did go 0 for 1 to start, but gives this one a ride out to the warning track, and right, that's going to get down, getting past the glove. Goki will have 2 bags to start the second inning.
I think they're going to rule this an error too, Josh. Unfortunately for Goki's stat line, I guess, but at the end of the day, I don't think Yankton is too upset about him getting on base any way necessary, but that was a tough track for Jolly there out in right field. You saw him kind of backpedal to his left and just hits off the end of the glove.
Yeah, tough break there for Sturgis, as now they'll welcome Easton Fieser to the plate. Once again, it had an RBI triple. That pitch outside. Cermak able to corral that one. Still a first pitch ball to Easton Fieser.
I know we talked about it at length already, but errors were an issue yesterday for Sturgis. Can't start making them again today.
Another pitch outside, 2-0. So, Brayden, I mean, how do you handle a situation like this? You got Sam Goki on second. You got one of the best hitters in the lineup up here. You don't want to necessarily give him something to drill, but at the same time, you're not really in a spot where you can pitch around him either. Is make that count 2-1 with a breaking ball strike.
At the risk of sounding hyperbolic, Josh, might have to pray a little bit. Easton Fieser's just such a dangerous guy with a bat in his hands.
He's going to take a pitch there, make the count 3-1. Once again, Yankton looking to close out this series in 2 games. Sturgis needing to rally. Try to send this to a game 3 as Fieser's going to foul that one off to make it a full count.
That was a hardy cut on a 3-1 count as well, and Fieser smiling to himself a little bit as he stepped back out of the batter's box. I think that was one that Royer just got the better of him on that one. Had a little more break than Fieser expected.
Once again, Feaser did have an RBI triple in the first. He's got a chance to bring in another run with a base hit here with Goki on second. This pitch outside for a ball, so Easton Feaser is going to draw a 6-pitch walk. It's now 2 on with nobody out in the top of the first for Gavin Johnson. And if this sounds familiar to what Easton Feaser did, he also had an RBI triple in the first.
And Gavin's a guy that we've talked about, multiple times this season. Has a lot of hard hit balls. They're just finding gloves. Well, last time he came to the plate, did not find a glove, found the gap, and also found a triple for him.
He's trying to lay down a bunt. That one a ball. Yankton, we did see that yesterday, scored a couple runs off a few bunts and really kind of got things going before the bats started hitting well. It was the bunts that kind of got things going for Yankton yesterday as Johnson tried to lay one down there. Will he do it again? Royer decides to step off, looks over at Goki on second, who was taking a pretty healthy lead over there at second. And Royer trying to keep him honest over there.
And nobody really holding him, though, for Sturgis is the thing, as Johnson shows bunt again but pulls back.
So working a 2-0 count here, and, I understand advancing the runners and see what can happen, but Johnson, we saw his power last inning, what he can do when he gives it a ride, and we'll see if they signal bunt here once again. And they will. This one outside, though, as well, and now all of a sudden a 3-0 count. Brayden, do you think that changes things where maybe now you're sitting 3-0, you're probably looking maybe just to eat a walk at this point?
I expect him not even to – he might show bunt again. He's been doing a good job pulling back.
It's that one right down the middle for a strike. That's one of those – sorry, go ahead.
I say more signals from the third base coaching box. I don't know if they're going to switch up the mentality here or Johnson will show bunt again on a 3-1.
And this one, once again, Royer spending a lot of time looking over at Goki. No throw-over attempts yet, but looked him down a couple times.
And it's – how the middle infield is set up now. You got to keep that third baseman in because Johnson's been showing bunt, so the shortstop can't cover the bag, and second baseman playing off a little bit too because if he's covering the bag while first baseman's holding Easton Feaser at first, there's just a wide open gap on the right side of the infield. So with how Yankton has been approaching this at bat, Sturgis can't really hold the runner at second.
And now a full count on Gavin Johnson, 2 on, first and second, nobody out. Yankton up 6 here in the top of the second. Here's the full count. Pitch is outside, and the bases are loaded for the Bucks.
And Tate Bestie coming to the plate. Another guy who's really gotten the bat going as of late. I feel like top to bottom, that's just the entire lineup, though. It looks like we're going to get another mound visit here, Josh.
Yeah, with that mound visit, bases are loaded. Yankton up 6 here in the top of the second. I'm Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler, KYNT, KYNTV. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back here as we conclude this mound visit.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
Bases loaded for the Bucks. Center fielder Tate Bestie at the plate, no outs. Yankton looking to add to their 6-run lead here in the top of the second. Riverside Field, Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler. Good morning here on KYNT, KYNTV. Brody Royer still on the mound after the visit, and Tate Bestie's going to foul that one off. I thought for a second there, Brayden, that was going to push into the outfield the way it initially looked to me, but it ended up carrying backwards for a foul ball.
Infield playing in as well, so if he pushes something just over their heads, there's a lot of space to drop it into.
Once again, though, at this point with the infield in, obviously, he's hoping for a ground ball and trying to get a quick throw to home plate. As Bestie grounds this one foul down the third base line, 0-2 on Yankton's center fielder.
I thought Coach Drew Lawrence in the third base coaching box was going to rise up for that one, but ends up bouncing over his head, goes up near the bullpen.
He's a cool customer. We know that, talking with him all the time. And over at third base, once again, as always. This one grounded over to third base. Runner is out at third and out at home. It's a double play, Brayden. 2 quick outs there for Sturgis.
A 5-2 double play isn't something I think I've seen before, but, first time for everything and very well executed by Sturgis there. And you feel for Bestie a little bit. I know he's safe on first, so it's not all as bad as it could have been, I guess. But still, a hard hit ball, but right at the third baseman, and with the infield playing in, it was easy plays.
Yeah, well hit, but a great defensive play there. In on that was Kaufman. And honestly, you couldn't ask for much better. You look at that, you get the lead runner at home, you get the lead runner at third, you also get the runner out at home, so you get the 2 outs there. Big play there where this was looking like it could really, truly get out of hand here for Sturgis if they weren't able to get a couple outs there. As Boomsma's going to hit a slow roller over to first. The throw, that's close, but in time, as Carter Boomsma is out at first base. So Royer and Sturgis avoid disaster in the top of the second. I'm Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler, KYN-TV, KYNT. Still 6-0, Sam Goki on the mound when we come back.
In nearly every family's lineage, there's a tie to agriculture. It's a legacy reflected in how we raise our kids, help our neighbors, and respect what we have. Farmers Union Insurance was built on that legacy. And while our roots are in agriculture, our protection has grown to include home, auto, business, health, and life. Protect your legacy. Farmers Union Insurance.
If you've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury, check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping, chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation.
Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet. From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back.
Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
Located on Summit Street across from the high school.
Bottom of the second, 6-0. Yankton leads here in Game 2 of the Super Regionals. It's Sam Goki on the mound and Brayden. A quick inning for him last time out, just 12 pitches.
Yeah, very effective work. Kind of the Sam Goki, mentality on the mound. Work effectively. Did give up a couple hits, but a throw down to second base on a steal attempt that caught the guy who helped out, and really just another efficient day for the opening inning.
That'll welcome the catcher Ethan Cermak to the plate, trying to get something going here for Sturgis. Brayden, once again, avoid disaster that last inning with bases loaded, no outs, somehow escape that situation with not giving up a single run there. So credit to Sturgis for kind of keeping this one still in reach. If you probably give up a couple runs there, things start getting out of hand, but credit to them for being able to keep this one alive as another strike here from Sam Goki makes a quick 0-2 count on the Sturgis catcher.
And you talked about on that double play ball with the bases loaded, getting the outs at third and home. The only thing that could have went better is if they somehow turned it into a triple play, but they got the next batter anyway.
Pitch is high, 1-2 from Sam Goki. Once again, Yankton trying to advance the state tournament in Sioux Falls. We'll have the radio broadcast for that next week, as this one's driven out towards left field, trying to get underneath it, just missing it is Beck Reichen. So Cermak with a base hit to start this second inning, and that's back-to-back innings with a leadoff hit for Sturgis.
It's the third hit of the game as well. So the Scoopers are seeing Goki well here, and which isn't the most common thing this season. So they're getting the bats started early on, but just that sixth spot they gave up in the top of the first is looming large right now.
Kel Sundstrom, the second baseman up, lefty batter for Sturgis.
Played catcher yesterday, so he's moving around multiple positions.
We do have a courtesy runner, by the way. I think that's Easton Sabers over there at first base. Cermak, the catcher, obviously not in at this point. I can tell it's getting closer to lunchtime. My stomach's starting to grumble a little bit here. Might have to go down between innings, and I know they advertise coffee and donuts.
Well,
earlier. Might have to do that.
10:33 a.m.
I didn't have breakfast either. I probably should have.
Breakfast.
I'm not usually a big
there's
breakfast guy.
There's your analysis of the day.
Breakfast. All right. Here's a question for you. I'll throw three of them in there. Waffles, pancakes, or French toast? Actually, rank them. There we go.
Pancakes, French toast, waffles in that order. 1, 2, 3.
See, I would flip 1, 2 for me, but then yeah. Wait. Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
Pancakes number 1.
Okay.
French toast number 2.
Okay.
Waffles number 3.
Yeah, I would just flip it with French toast at 1. But other than that, yeah, absolutely with you. There's no hate on waffles. It's just,
I like to butter it, and the butter just doesn't spread well because of the divots. I'm a convenience guy, okay?
See, I'm kind of basic. With all three of those, I will just load it with syrup.
Now butter and syrup, dude.
Oh, there we go.
Blueberries?
All right, we're going to keep it going. Bacon or sausage?
Sausage.
All right, that's where we'll disagree, and that's okay. Strike 3 there from Sam Goki, so 1 down in the bottom of the second with 1 on.
What is it that Shannon Sharp said? Both.
Both.
I eat anything on the hog but the squeal.
See, now, my hot take, though, is my favorite time to eat breakfast, dinner. Good breakfast for dinner, it's awesome, I'm telling you. That was a staple in the Boelter household. We talk about cabin pressure being lost, and that's the case. Throw over attempt on Cermak, not in time. That'll welcome Jack Jolly to the plate, by the way. He's out in right field today. For those of you who can't see us, obviously, Mr. Butler here has his hand on his head as I've been talking about breakfast for a couple minutes now.
Well, it is early in the morning. Pulled up to the ballpark today around 8 a.m., 10 a.m., somewhere like there. 8:10.
This one grounded back over to short. Reichen takes it himself to second. The throw to first in time. It's a double play, and that will do it for the bottom of the second. We'll talk about Brayden's early morning when we come back. We don't have to do that, but we will see the Yankton Bats as they lead 6-0 going into the bottom of the second. Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler, KYNT, KYNTV.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Rhonda Westland, right here in Yankton, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Rhonda and her team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Rhonda Westland, it's easy to switch and save. Just give her a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's easy to fall into the weekend warrior routine. A long hike, a hard gym session, a pickup game, or a full day of yard work can feel productive until your body reminds you it hasn't been building up to that load. This is Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson with First Chiropractic Centers. Injuries often happen when the demand suddenly outpaces what your joints and muscles are prepared for. Want to stay active without the setbacks? Visit First Chiropractic Centers today with offices in Yankton, Hardington, Tyndall, and Wagner, inspiring and empowering others to healthier living.
It's the Yankton 7, 8, 9 hitters here in the top of the third. But that doesn't mean they aren't dangerous. 3 for 3 in this game from the 7, 8, 9 hitters. A single from Jackson Kudera, who's at the plate right now. He's got a big swing and a miss to start this at-bat against Brody Royer. Also a double from Liam Villanueva and Simon Kamshoff with a single as well. Each of those hits bring runners around to score in the first inning as Kudera takes the ball 1-1. I'm Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler, KYNT, KYNTV.
Yeah, you mentioned before we went to our last break, Josh, early morning. For those wondering, because of how early it was, no full huddling with the herd today. Obviously, we'll be back next week talking to some coaches.
Throw over to second in time on a grounder from Jackson Kudera to record the first out of the third.
1 up, 1 down here in the top half of the third.
And that'll welcome Liam Villanueva to the plate. And Brayden, maybe we know he punts in the fall and plan to attend Mount Marty. Maybe the biggest punter I've ever seen in my life.
And I looked at the roster online, and I'm listed at 6 foot. I'm like, there's no way. He's taller than me, and I'm 6 foot. The doctors measured me. I know that's true.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm willing to bet I'm right around 6'2", just under 6'1", and I have a feeling I'd be looking up at Liam Villanueva.
He feels like a guy who's 6'2", 6'2 and a half, somewhere around there. But I digress.
That pitch inside for a ball. You know, when I was talking to his dad, Mayor Mike, the other day, and we meet every other Friday for media briefings for the city commission meetings, and just talking about Liam. He's a passionate kid, loves sports, and involved throughout the year. And once again, seeing more playing time as the season kind of gets later on. He's really stepped up, hitting over 400 in limited plate appearances, but we saw that RBI double as well in the first. Fun to watch him get to play.
If he's seeing it well, he can definitely drive it, and I think kind of adds to the mystique of being him being a punter. It's like, man, he's big for a punter. You see a lot of punters at the high school level who are sometimes just scrawny guys. Liam Villanueva, very much not that. He clearly goes and spends time in the gym, but he's going to take a walk down the first baseline here.
Yeah, takes a walk, and he's a punter built like a linebacker, is how I'd put it. But he's going to be on first, and we are going to get a mound visit here from the catcher, Cermak, talking to Royer on the mound, who's thrown 60 pitches, just 2 1/3 into this game, giving up 6 runs, 6 hits, all, though those 6 runs coming in the top of the first. Did get out of a bases-loaded jam with no outs. You don't see that very often in baseball, where usually you're giving up at least one in that situation. It did a good job with a double play. But now Simon Kamshoff at the plate. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI single once again as he takes the ball. And we talked about it in the pregame, Brayden. The bottom of this lineup's been on fire lately, and we saw that once again in the first 3 hits, 3 RBIs from them, and then now a walk drawn from Liam Villanueva. That pitch is going to get past, and that'll send Villanueva down to second base.
Now you got a runner in scoring position for Simon Kamshoff here, and I want to circle back to talking about just weight training and just the workout program for the Yankton Bucks. You hear a lot of praise heaped on Coach Rosie and the effect he has on the offseason training programs as Simon Kamshoff takes that one off the helmet. They're going to check and make sure he's all right. That's why we wear helmets, gentlemen, but still a worrying moment when it gets called into play there.
Yeah, don't want to see that. And like you said, taking the walk over there to check on him. I think he's okay. He seems okay, maybe a little slow, but still walking down there. Obviously, anytime you take a pitch off the head, it's not good. Does look as of right now he's going to stay in this game, though. Obviously, that would be interesting. Obviously, one, you worry about his health if he goes out. But if he were to leave, he's playing third base today, and the other third baseman on the team is pitching. So that would be something.
And I think the next option would be, we've seen Brayden Gilmore play a little bit of third base. That'd be the guy who steps in.
Steady glove there, yeah.
But yeah, they're still checking on Kamshoff over at first, and probably just the usual questions of like, check your eyes, where are you, what day is it, what just happened, what's the score, just to make sure. And I know I'm saying that kind of facetiously, but it is important to make sure that these guys are cognitive. I know we've in the last couple of years as a society become much more cognitive of head injuries, but he looks to be okay over at first.
So 2 runners on, first and second, a walk and a hit by pitch in this inning. That'll welcome Beck Reichen to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Started things off with a leadoff double out into left center. Later came around to score in the first as that pitch is inside to Beck. So the top of the lineup coming around here with 2 on and 1 out.
You got some dangerous hitters. You can say that about any part of this lineup, though, but quite literally the 2 team leaders in almost every hitting category are currently on deck and in the hole, and Beck Reichen, one of the best in the entire state at just getting on base flat out any means necessary.
So Royer struggling with his command here a bit, Brayden, this inning. Like we said, we've seen the walk, we've seen the hit by pitch, and now has a 2-0 count on Reichen as that one's inside, make it 3-0, in danger of putting the bases loaded again.
And Royer, I know it's been a heavy workload today. This is 66 pitches now for him, but you got to remember he threw 28 yesterday. So in less than, I'd say, about 16 hours, he's thrown nearly 100 pitches.
Nice first strike there, this at bat, make it 3-1, put a little bit of pressure on Reichen. So Royer trying to battle back with 2 on and 1 out. Here's the 3-1. That one's high for a ball, and Beck Reichen's going to take the trip 90 feet down to first base with the bases loaded. Sam Goki coming to the plate.
Well, you got out of this situation just last inning, but not something that I think Royer wanted to be back in again so soon, and we're going to get another mound visit here.
Another mound visit, and by the way, Sam Goki at the plate when we come back, and it looks like they're going to take the ball from Brody Royer. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a 90-second break. We'll come back here with the pitching change, and Sam Goki's at bat. It's 6-0. Yankton leads with 1 out here in the top of the third. Bases loaded. Can they take advantage? We'll find out next.
When it comes to Medicare, you deserve local, personal help, not a call center. I'm Jen Great with Missouri River Associates, right here in your community. I'll sit down with you, answer your questions, and help you find the coverage that fits your life. Call 665-6885 to schedule your free consultation. Missouri River Associates, your hometown Medicare resource.
There's a moment in every real estate deal that matters more than the contract. It usually happens at a kitchen table. Maybe it's a young couple realizing they can actually afford their first home. Maybe it's a family deciding it is time to build something new. At the Move Group, that's the moment we work for. Not the commission, not the closing. The moment a person looks up and says, we can do this. That's the Move Group. People before transactions. Visit themovegroup.com.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
Top of the third, Yankton with bases loaded and one out. We do have a pitching change here for Sturgis. Brayden, it's a guy we saw yesterday in Tate Johnson. Let's talk about his numbers from last night.
Through 30 pitches last night, 1 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 1 hit, 3 runs. They were all earned. Did have 2 strikeouts, but issued a pair of walks as well.
And he's in a bit of a jam. Bases loaded, 1 out. We did see Sturgis get through one of those situations in the top of the second with no outs there. Turned a double play on a grounder over at third base, then got the lead runner at home. Sturgis trying to keep this lead for Yankton at 6, and they got a tall task here. Sam Goki at the plate. He's 1 for 2. They did officially count his last plate appearance as a hit. Wasn't sure if it was going to be a hit or an error, but will go in the record book as a hit. We were talking French toast earlier. We got to call out our board guy today, Jose. He said, so we both had French toast in our top 2 between pancakes, waffles, and French toast. Jose said they're only good as French toast sticks. Jose, I'm sorry, man. You can't have a take like that and not expect me to call you out. It just is what it is. I'll expect your response accordingly. All right, that pitch in the dirt on Sam Goki makes the count 1-0 from Johnson. Brayden, Yankton trying to add to the 6-run lead here in the third. Johnson with a tall task. Sam Goki at the plate and Easton Fieser in the wings. 2-0 count to Goki. Nowhere to put Fieser or put Goki, by the way. So Johnson going to have to find a way to find the zone. As that one's passed, takes a high bounce. It's going to freeze Villanueva over at third base. So runners will stay. Kind of took a weird bounce off the backstop there. Bases loaded. 3 balls, no strikes to Sam Goki. 1 out. Yankton leads 6-0. Here's the pitch. It's a walk, and that'll bring home a run to make it 7-0. 4-pitch walk to Sam Goki. So it's now 7-0. Yankton leads. Easton Fieser now will be at the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a walk today. Had a triple in the first inning. Does look like we'll get a courtesy runner here for Sam Goki, I believe. Typically, once again, you see Will Sager take a lot of those spots. At least they're pointing down there. I'm not sure if that's a courtesy runner. Either way, bases loaded, 1 out for Easton Fieser. 7-0 the score as he pops that one high in the sky out towards right field. Jolly coming in on it, makes the catch. Runner will be sent home and score. It's a sac fly for Easton Fieser. Make it 8-0. Lead runner does advance. So now runners on the corners with 2 outs for the Bucks.
I'll just give a peek behind the curtain quick. We're having some technical issues back at the station. I think the internet just went out at KYNT Studios is what I've been told. So I'm going to take a phone call to try to fix that. So we're going to do the wide camera for now. I do apologize.
Deep to right field. That one is caught, and that will end the inning. A ride from Gavin Johnson gets caught out there. So 2 runs in the top of the third for the Bucks. When we come back, it's Sam Goki on the mound, Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler.
Should clarify, we can't go to break.
We are not going to break. We're gonna keep it here.
Internet went out of the station, so we can't go to break. I
We will
apologize.
not go to break, and what we're going to do instead, we're going to power rank breakfast food. No, I'm just kidding. But Brayden,
I'm gonna make a call to try to.
So here's what you're going to do. You're going to get some time with me. You'll hear the sweet sounds of me, if you consider them to be sweet sounds. As Yankton, once again, if you missed today's action or just tuning in, you've missed a lot. Yankton added 6 runs in the top of the first, including 4 extra base hits, a pair of triples from Gavin Johnson and Easton Fieser, tacked on a couple runs, as well as a few extra base hits from Beck Reichen, Liam Villanueva. Jackson Kudra had an RBI single on that as well, as Simon Kampshoff with an RBI single. Then just tacked on 2 there, a sac fly from Easton Fieser and a bases-loaded walk from Sam Goki. Yankton, if they win here, will move on to the state tournament in Sioux Falls next weekend. Of course, with that, they also have another opportunity if they were to lose this lead here in game 1 and drop, or in game 2 and drop this one. Of course, we would have another game here this afternoon, but as it stands, Yankton appears to be on their way to Sioux Falls, which we'll have for you next weekend, audio only on that, but looking forward to that one, a Memorial Day state tournament weekend. Memorial weekend, yes. Sam Goki on the mound. Pitch count, relatively good shape, giving up a couple of hits so far, 3, but has thrown only 24 pitches through 2 innings. 12 in both of them. I think there was one game earlier this year where he threw 11 pitches in every single inning except for, I think it was the 5th or the 6th, where he threw 12. So he's been really effective. 1 strikeout today. And if you're tuning in, thank you for joining us. It's a morning super regional, as we call it, here on KYNT, KYNTV. First pitch is a ball from Sam Goki. That welcomes Blake Kaufman to the plate, by the way. He's playing over at third base today. As he fouls, that one's off, evens the count at 1 apiece. Once again, if you're tuning in here on KYNTV, thank you for joining us. We are having some internet issues back at the studio, so we appreciate your patience. Brayden's working on it. Until then, you're going to hang out with me for a while. Here is Yankton up 8. This one, swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Sam Goki. Kaufman, once again, the third baseman today for Sturgis, as they're trying to rally. Obviously had a long trip out here, making the trip across state, as this one fouled down the third baseline for Kaufman. 3 hits for the Scoopers so far. 2 leadoff singles as well. Started each inning, so Goki giving up a base runner here to start each of the first 2 innings. We'll see if he can avoid the same fate here against Kaufman as he's working a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 here for Sam Goki today. Led the team, by the way, coming into today with 36, now at 38 after a pair of strikeouts here through 2 1/3. That'll welcome Bridger Massa batting to the plate. He did have a single in the first inning, later got caught trying to steal second as he takes a big whiff at the first pitch of this at-bat. Once again, an early morning game here with the possibility of Game 3 if Yankton manages to lose this lead, as that one hit right back to Goki. He fires over to first base in time to record the second out of the 3rd inning. Once again, if you're tuning in, Yankton is technically the away team here in Game 2 of this 3-game series. Sam Goki making quick work here in the 3rd, and that pitch is out for a ball. And I was off. My apologies on that. That was actually Tate Johnson who was hitting. This is now Bridger Massa batting. He takes a big swing at that one, evens up the count at 1 apiece. So that was Tate Johnson who actually grounded out to the pitcher, not Bridger Massa batting, who we now have at the plate with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Once again, he was the guy with the hit to start this game and later got caught. Just telling the story for Tate Johnson, when in reality it was Mr. Massa bat. He takes strike 3, looking to end the bottom of the third. I'm going to look over at Brayden Butler here and see where we're at. We got the thumbs down, so we're going to keep it here, Brayden. But quick work for Sam Goki once again, that inning, 11 pitches.
Yeah, very effective inning from him as Yankton now leads 8-0 heading into the next half inning here, and it's been an effective day for Yankton. Update of things back at the studio and things like that. We are working on it. I made some phone calls. Austin Cottle is going to. Austin Cottle's trying to fix it. So I appreciate him and appreciate Jose for who running our board back at the studio and working through these issues here with us. And obviously we got you just fine here on KYN TV. If you're watching there, thank you for joining us there. But it's going to be interesting not having ad breaks during between half innings here, but we'll be able to fill time. If there's one thing you and I are good at, Josh, it's talking.
It's the filibuster, the art of the filibuster.
The art of the filibuster.
Every time I hear filibuster, I think of, and I'm not even necessarily a big Patton Oswalt guy, but he did a filibuster on Star Wars on the show Parks and Rec a while ago, and it goes for like 12 minutes of him just rambling. As you're getting a call from one of our people, so it's going to go from us filibustering to me filibustering here as Yankton leads 8-0 here in the top of the fourth, trying to add to their lead here and close this one out today. Rivalry weekend in Major League Baseball, by the way, some fun ones. I saw the Cardinals walked off the Royals last night. The Brewers won a 3-2 game against the Twins. I know Dave Spencer's listening and texting us. He's probably a happy camper with that one. I know he's just as happy about my Yankees winning last night against the Mets, 5-1. Ben Rice with another home run, and Cam Schlittler pitching 6 2/3. As we continue here, we were talking off the air. We learned that the Padres and Mariners have a thing called the Vedder Cup. It's based on frontman for Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder. I guess it ties to both cities. They're doing the Vedder Cup over there. So a lot of different rivalries in baseball. Not the rivalries, but some fun ones this weekend. As Johnson throws another high pitch to Tate Bestie. Bestie is 0 for 2, but does have an RBI on a sac fly in this one. He's looking to get on base. Did reach on a fielder's choice earlier in this one. Is this one high for a ball? Make it 3-0. Once again, Yankton added 6 in the first, 2 in the third. Make it 8-0 here over Sturgis. Trying to add to that lead. As best he gets a strike inside from Johnson. Johnson, once again, did pitch yesterday. Looking to continue some work here this afternoon. As we welcome back Brayden Butler.
That's me.
That is you, and that is Tate Bestie on a 5-pitch walk, making the trip down to first base.
All right, Josh, fill me in. When all this stuff started to go awry, I think it was still only 6-0.
So Yankton had a couple runs. It was a 4-pitch walk on bases loaded to Sam Goki, and then Easton Fieser had a sac fly there to get those couple of runs. And then you missed a really quick inning from Mr. Goki on the mound, just 11 pitches. Got a couple strikeouts that inning, too.
We do appreciate everybody here on KYN TV that's tuned in and joining us. If you got somebody who traditionally listens on radio and they're wondering what happened, obviously some tech issues back at the station, but we're still live here. As I look through and make sure of that on all of our platforms, we are still live everywhere else. So if you can reach out to them, or if they ask you, tell them to tune into KYN TV. They can watch the game as well. I know people prefer radio still, but you do a little bit of both.
Make work with what we got is now it's 3-0 to Carter Boomsma. Brayden, the one day I don't bring a water is the day I just have to ramble the entire game.
I never bring a water. I think it makes me weak as a broadcaster.
I was walking everybody through rivalry weekend in Major League Baseball, too. We were talking about the Vedder Cup that we learned about in the pregame.
For your with, Sunday high of 90.
You can't say that. I don't know if there's any other musician who can say that about
could be severe
their career. They have a baseball rivalry named after them. Is this one battling back from Johnson, make it 3-2 on Carter Boomsma?
This is right up there with the band Kiss getting their own branded WCW wrestler in the late 90s.
Yeah.
The Kiss Demon.
The Kiss Demon. Gene Simmons.
Later known as the Demon Dale Torborg.
The payoff is outside. Carter Boomsma's going to walk, so that's back-to-back walks to Bestie and Boomsma to start the fourth. Kiss Demon. There we go.
Man, it really is shocking that WCW went out of business.
There really were some characters in WCW. The Yeti. I know Chucky made an appearance at one point, like the horror character. Is this one low to Jackson Cooter? So Tate Johnson kind of struggling with his command here in the fourth. Yankton's got 2 runs. Once again, this is the top of the fourth. That's not a typo. Yankton, technically the visiting team here in game 2. Now, I assume if Sturgis would rally, that would switch back. I ask him as he's probably working through our tech issues and sending texts here. I get the thumbs up. At least it wasn't a different finger.
Come on, man.
Here we go, 2-0 to Jackson Cooter. Cooter is 1 for 2 with an RBI single, and he spits this one back over to short. The throw to third is passed. That will bring Bestie home, and getting over to third is Boomsma. So Yankton capitalizes on a Sturgis error to add a run and then get Boomsma over to third base.
I believe, if it's not at this very moment, it's very soon that we are all connected again to KYNT Studio. So if you're listening on KYNT 102.1 FM AM 1450, welcome back. It's now 9-0. Yankton leads here in the top of the fourth as we are, in the fourth inning of this one.
Yeah, and Liam Villanueva at the plate. Runners on the corners. Yankton did add 2 in the third and 1 in the fourth. We appreciate your patience here on a Saturday morning here in the Super Regionals. Liam Villanueva does have a double in this game as he takes a ball just outside, even the count at 1 apiece. Yankton obviously looking to close this one out. They're up 9-0. Still have a little bit of work to do as with Sturgis being the home team here. We will play through a full 5 no matter what. A lot of times, obviously, if it's here and you get the 10-run rule, you're going to see only 4.5. But with Sturgis being the home team, we would play the bottom of the 5th. Yankton, once again, obviously has to get there. They're in a good spot to do so. With runners on the corner, it's Boomsma at third. He's fast, steals a lot of bases, but I don't think he's going to try to steal home. As Villanueva puts this one back up the middle, ball is dropped, and that'll cause there's still a double play out of that, but as that happens, Brayden, Carter Boomsma sneaks home and adds another run. It's 10-0 Yankton here in the top of the fourth.
Well, still a close play at first. I think Villanueva thought he was safe, and that might be. I don't think first base coach Trey Creer is pleading his case over there. Might have said 1 or 2 quick things, but it was a close play at first. Good piece of hitting though for Liam Villanueva to drive in another run, a 10th run, which is important here.
Yes, now that 10-run rule is in effect, and it's one of those. I think if the score is a little closer, you might see Yankton argue that one. It was close from up here, hard to tell. As this pitch is a ball. At the plate, Simon Kampshoff with 2 outs. And we do have word from the audience that radio and video is going strong. He might have also said, "Go Brewers." If that, I know you're in the group text, but it's Mr. Dave Spencer. I told you people at home he would be happy with that Brewers score last night with that victory over the Twins.
The Brewers, the guys who are 2.5 games back in the division. Who is that back there? I don't speak second place, Dave. Come on, let's go Cubs. All this to be second place by like the middle of June.
Yeah, they're gonna do it. You know it's gonna happen.
That's how the Central works. The Brewers will be 8 games clear at the end of July, and I'll go, man, we had them though in May.
Every single team in the Central, by the way, above 500 as Kampshoff grounds that one over the throw, not in time, so it's an infield single from Simon Kampshoff over there at short now. They did make the change, by the way, with the pitcher. I think that's Royer actually over there right now. He started the game on the mound and now over at shortstop, by the way. That's one of the things we did as we're kind of making some changes here and getting through things. We're still kind of catching up on a couple things. So Royer over there at short, by the way, with Johnson on the mound.
A little worrying there for a moment. Royer's obviously thrown a lot the last couple days, between 28 pitches yesterday, I think close to 70 pitches today, maybe a little over. Holding his arm a little awkwardly over there at shortstop, but probably got some tightness over there with how much he's thrown over the last 2 days.
So count 0-1 to Beck Reichen. Make it 0-2, but the pitch does get passed. That'll send Kampshoff over to second. Riken obviously now with a chance to bring a runner in here and pad that Yankton lead. Now, we talked about yesterday, it's almost like adding more insurance where you're trying to finish this game off with the 10 runs as it is. So now you're trying to add a run or two to that to kind of cushion that situation. And Riken with a chance to do that here in the top of the fourth. Yankton added 6 in the first, 2 in the third, and 2 in the second. There's a runner on second. It's Simon Kampshoff with Beck Riken at the plate, and that pitch is going to get past. And now Kampshoff's over at third.
Now, with all the issues we've had today, Josh, I do need to give a big thank you to Jose, our studio technician, back at the studio to making sure everything's, getting back online. I know Austin Cottle helping out as well, making sure we're getting back over radio. I do appreciate the work from both of those guys, making sure we're on the air for you today.
That pitch in the dirt. Yeah, we appreciate Jose's work, even though if we talked about it earlier. I don't know if that caught on the air, but I did call him out for his taste in French toast.
It's because of the French toast sticks thing. That's why everything went off the air.
Our internet said, what?
We're done.
We're done. No more.
No more live microphone for these guys.
Jose, we appreciate you, but I question your French toast taste, and that's okay. It's okay. Not everybody can be right. Full count here to Beck Riken, 1 on. And he's going to be stranded as Riken eats a strikeout there to end the top of the fourth. But Yankton adds 2. It's 10-0. Bucks lead here over Sturgis going into the bottom of the fourth. I'm Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler, KYNT, KYN-TV.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists. Shop the sales and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
10-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Yankton leads. They just put on 2 more runs. It's Sam Goki on the mound. Brody Royer at the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. Sam Goki trying to close this one out for the Bucks. He needs 6 more outs as it stands. Yankton does lead 10-0 here and try and end this one in 5, but they still got 6 more outs to do that. Sam Goki once again on the mound. He's been efficient so far, 35 pitches in the first 3 innings. Now at 37 and make it a 1-1 count here on Royer. Royer got the start on the mound today. He's moved over to short since then and fouls that one off. Make it 1-2. I just accidentally, so I'm checking our stats on Game Changer. I just realized there's a game stream feature. I'm usually just looking at the box score. Well,
I don't know what to say.
I can see what's happening out here, but if you go on that, but yeah, a lot of times I'm just looking at the box score. Royer is going to be sat down with a strikeout. That's strikeout number 4 here for Sam Goki. We talked about he just had 1 strikeout going into the last inning. Well, he's had 3 here in the last 4 outs. Yeah, no, I did not realize that has a full outfield version of what's going on with the lineup and whatnot. I just usually look at the box score to see what somebody's done so far. What's that? That pitch in for a strike. It's Stroud at the plate. He's 1 for 1 today.
It really is interesting sometimes the text you get up here. Anyway.
Make it strike 2. Another pitch from Sam Goki. He's starting to really get hot here, Brayden. Gave up some early base hits, but still managed to keep it scoreless on the board out there, and now all of a sudden he's getting strikeouts in a hurry as that pitch is high for a ball. Once again, if you're just tuning in, you've missed a lot. Yankton, 6 runs in the first, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. A pair of RBI triples, 1 from Easton Fieser and 1 from Gavin Johnson in the first inning. Really sparked things as that pitch is a ball. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Stroud, the first baseman today for Sturgis. Here's the 2-2. This one grounded back up over to second. Kudera boots it, but recovers in time to make the throw to record out number 2 here in the fourth.
And good recovery there by Kudera at second base, showing some poise and composure over there. You see a lot of times if guys boot it like that, they rush the throw to first and make a bad situation even worse, but able to recover well.
So 2 outs, nobody on here for Sturgis. They're down 10-0. Yankton obviously trying to close out this series right here and book their trip to Sioux Falls. This one hit right back to Cooter, and he catches it on a line to end the fourth inning. When we come back, the Yankton Bats, they lead 10-0 going into the top of the fifth. I'm Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler, KYN-TV.
Ready to build your next project, but can't get anyone to show up or even give you a quote? Call John Kopp, owner of Kopp Building Innovations. He will show up, and he will make sure you are happy with your project. Trust in Kopp Building Innovations. KBI is an authorized WIC builder offering custom solutions. Whether you need a residential garage, an agricultural pole barn, or a commercial building, we will work with you. For more information or to get a quote, visit koppbuildings.com.
Spring is here and the games are just getting started. From baseball season in full swing to NHL and even golf, At the Bar has it all on. Add in local matchups and more, and there's always a game worth watching. With TVs everywhere and a welcoming hometown feel, it's the perfect place to kick back and enjoy the game. So bring your friends, settle in, and be part of the crowd, where every cheer feels a little louder and every moment a little better together. You can watch the game anywhere, but the real fans gather at the bar in downtown Yankton.
10-0 here. Yankton leads in the top of the fifth. It's Tate Johnson on the mound for Sturgis, and he's going to have to face the heart of this Yankton lineup. It's Sam Goki, it's Easton Fieser, it's Gavin Johnson here in the fifth. Yankton trying to add to their lead. They do lead by 10, and once again, if you're thinking, okay, Yankton leads by 10 the fifth, doesn't that mean it's probably close to being done? Yes, but we're reversing things as Yankton is technically the visiting team here today in Game 2. I was asking you earlier, Brayden, you were texting, correct me if I'm wrong, if this somehow gets to a Game 3, it would switch back, right?
Yes, it would switch back. I do want to take an update. We have our first final from the Super Regionals, and I didn't realize this yesterday when we were talking about it. There's something we've talked about that we'd like to do is have the doubleheader Friday night, and then if there needs to be a Game 3, play it Saturday, right? Mm-hmm. Most teams do it the opposite way, like Yankton is today. But Harrisburg and T did that last night in a doubleheader. Harrisburg won both games, so Harrisburg, first team to punch their ticket to the state tournament.
Now, do they do, because this is my first year obviously doing baseball with you here fully, do they do reseeding going to the tournament, or is it just you're playing the winner of the 5-12?
I don't think they reseed.
Okay, so that would answer that. It's Brookings, and who is the 5 again?
Let me pull that up for you.
Looking at that there. Kind of maybe a little preview if that's the case, is it's 2-2 to Sam Goki here in the top of the fifth.
The 5-12 is Rapid City Stevens against Brookings. Stevens won Game 1, 13-9.
High scoring contest there.
It looks like the higher seed won every opening game. Even in the 8-9 matchup, Watertown defeated Lincoln 9-5.
That one, strike 3 looking to Sam Goki for Tate Johnson for the first out here of the fifth. So yeah, looking forward to that. We'll be up in Sioux Falls next weekend. I'll be with you for Friday. Fortunately, Saturday, one of my friends decided to get married, and one of your friends as well.
One of our friends is getting married, but one of us has to sacrifice the day.
And we're obviously, when I say this, I don't mean it like this, but it's like the Bane scene in The Dark Knight Rises.
They expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. No, we'll make it. We'll put it together in Yankton. Obviously, that Saturday. Like if they make it to Saturday, it'd be the semifinals and potentially the championship game that same day. So should be a fun day of baseball. And I know that's what Yankton's aspirations are to get to that Saturday and make some noise. But
that one fouls off, kind of like a quarter swing there from Easton Fieser, who of course, has had another good day. Just one hit, but does have that triple and 2 RBIs. Had a sac fly earlier and a walk as well. So another good day at the plate for Yankton's first baseman. That pitch ball make it 3-1 on Easton Feaser.
We've had a little bit of everything today, Josh. And they fired up the grill. I can smell hot dogs.
Might have to hit that up on the way to the outfield cam. As that pitch outside a ball to Easton Feaser, he's going to take the trip 90 feet down to first base.
And Yankton, as it stands right now, if they get 3 outs without allowing a run in the bottom half of this inning, they would win this game 10-0 due to the run rule. But insurance is always something I know that teams want in these situations.
And Yankton, it's not even necessarily a pitching issue in the sense of trying to save arms because they don't play again until Friday. So a lot of time off here after this. Is this one in the dirt? That'll send Feaser over to second base. So 1 on, 1 out.
Feaser wasn't even able to put his sliding mitt on yet, Josh. He had to run with it in his hand down to second base.
There's some guys I see wear the double mitts, I think, in major leagues. Jose Caballero for the Yankees, the shortstop, wears double mitts. Some of those guys like to do that.
The double mitt is crazy.
I want a ball into the dirt. I don't know if you saw the thing with Jazz Chisholm a couple weeks ago.
Which thing?
He was wearing a cotton ball in his ear, and people thought it was an AirPod.
Oh, bro.
And so there was a whole thing with that, as that's a swinging strike from Gavin Johnson, who also has an RBI triple in this. And I think he solved it he posted on his Instagram story. He said, guys, that would mean I would have to have my phone in my pocket out there, which I've seen in the majors, by the way. So that doesn't necessarily completely clear him, but I'm going to take him at his word that he did, in fact, have a cotton ball in his ear and not an AirPod. But
I mean, AirPods these days got some crazy range. You could probably leave it in the dugout and still get to second base.
Oh, I mean, it's not the craziest thing in the world. I mean, I'll say this. I work out at the Summit Activity Center, and a lot of times I'll just place my phone somewhere as I'm running around the gym, and it's one of those things is Gavin Johnson works a 5-pitch walk, so runners on first and second here for Yankton. But it's one of those things where it's possible, Jazz. So maybe you're not off the hook.
Maybe back on the hook, Jazz Chisholm.
Look, if you get 3 hits like you did yesterday against the Mets, you can. I don't care. We'll put it that way. Either way, now Tate Bestie at the plate. It's Feaser on second, Johnson on first. Yankton leads 10-0 with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. That's a ball to Bestie. Who's on the bump today for the Cubbies? We talked about this yesterday. I know the answer. He likes coffee. It's Jamison Tyone, isn't it?
Happy Jamison Tyone bump day.
Oh, as that one catches Bestie in the back, Brayden, that made a loud thud.
Yeah, that one caught him pretty flush between the shoulder blades, the scapula, for you anatomy fan out there. But looks like we're going to get a mound visit off of that as well. And that's obviously not intentional. Johnson showed remorse on the mound basically immediately after that pitch hit Bestie, but still something that's not the first batter he's hit today.
And that's going to do it for Tate Johnson on the bump. We're going to take a 90-second break. We'll have that pitching change for you and everything else when we come back. Bases loaded for the Bucks. 1 out in the top of the 5th. They lead 10-0. Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler, KYNT, KYNTV.
Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton is a proud supporter of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles. Hi, this is Whitney Devine. If you're looking for protection that fits your life, call me or Travis. We make coverage simple. Whether it's your home, car, or farm, we take time to understand your needs and find the right plan at the right price. You'll get personal service, trusted advice, and peace of mind knowing we're right here in Yankton. Call Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton today to schedule your appointment.
Josh Boelter, KYNT, KYNTV. We got Mr. Stroud on the mound here for the Sturgis Scoopers. It's Elijah Stroud. So he'll move over from first to pitch, and he's got himself a handful, Brayden, here. Bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, this is the definition of a jam to come into for Stroud. Leaves his spot at first base. We'll see who takes over there at first. It looks like Tate Johnson back out there to play in the field, so I don't know if he's going to be the one at first base or if they do some more shuffling around, but third pitcher of the day for the Sturgis Scoopers.
Trying to get out of a jam here. Once again, Yankton trying to close this one as they lead 10-0 in the top of the fifth and looking to add some insurance here. Once again, if Sturgis can get that under 10 here in the bottom of the fifth, then we'll play on. But Yankton looks well on their way to a victory. Don't want to call anything final by any means, obviously, because, we've seen crazier rallies.
We do have some finals to call, though, around the state. We already mentioned it, talking a little bit. Harrisburg and T area played a doubleheader last night. Harrisburg won 5-1 and 7-1 to sweep the first 2 games of their 3-game series. So Harrisburg, the first team to punch their ticket to the state tournament. Brayden Valley defeated Sioux Falls, Washington in the 2-15 matchup, 10-0 in Game 1. In the 3-14, Jefferson defeats Spearfish 11-1 in Game 1. That's a result from last night. Obviously, our game between Yankton and Sturgis last night was 16-2, Yankton advantage. In the 5-12 matchup, Stevens defeated Brookings 13-9. In the 6-11, Pierre defeated Mitchell 3-1, so a low-scoring game for them last night. O'Gorman defeated Sioux Falls Roosevelt in the 7-10 matchup in Game 1, 14-4. And in Game 1 in Watertown, the Arrows defeat Sioux Falls Lincoln 9-5 in the opening game. All of those series concluding today, and from the looks of it, Josh, only one of those games would be underway as of right now. O'Gorman and Roosevelt was scheduled for a 10:30 a.m. Central first pitch. Everybody else, first pitch at noon or this afternoon, except for here, where we were 10 a.m.
All right, back on the scene. Thank you, Brayden, for that update on the regionals across the state here and how things are shaping up for next weekend in Sioux Falls. But to set the scene of where we're at, bases loaded for Carter Boomsma, 1 out. Yankton leads 10-0 here, top of the fifth. Boomsma pops that one high in the sky, back behind the mound, or back behind the plate here. That one, I believe, is going to hit the net for a strike. It's kind of hard to see unless you're really leaning forward here, which I am not. So that'll even up the count at 1 apiece.
Picked it up a little bit on our outfield camera. It kind of rolled down. I'm pretty sure that's the owner of our station that just threw that foul ball back in. Hi, Doyle.
Doyle Becker in the crowd? Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like him. It looks like him.
I should text him and be like, hey, you here? But like letter U instead of the word U. 1-1 count is a ball to Boomsma. Bases loaded. Once again, speedy left fielder for Yankton looking to add to this lead. Takes a half swing at that one. They're going to call it a strike, evens it at 2 apiece. Tell he wanted to hold and had already kind of gone through part of the process there. And now with a 2-2 count. Elijah Stroud, the pitcher here, is that one sent out into the gap and left. It's going to be caught. Runner will score on a sac fly. Lead runner advances to third as well. So runners on the corner. The sac fly adds another run here, make it 11-0. Yankton leads.
It's just, insurance on top of insurance for the Yankton Bucks here is now they can, falter a little bit in the bottom half of this inning and still come out with a win in 5.
So that'll welcome Jackson Kudera to the plate. Here is Yankton leads 11-0. 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. Getting a mound visit here for Stroud. So he's trying to battle out of this and limit the damage here to just 1 run. Yankton has scored in every inning but the second. Even then in that inning, they had bases loaded with no outs. He's not able to take advantage of there, but everywhere else they have. Runner goes. This one hit pass for a single. It's going to be an RBI single for Kudera. And heading home all the way around after a fielding error out there, scoring another run is Tate Bestie. He takes the trip from first all the way to home. So it's 2 RBIs there, I believe, for Jackson Kudera. Make it 13-0 here off a couple mistakes in the outfield trying to get that one back in.
Yeah, just an error out there in left, trying to scoop that one up. But great base running once again from Yankton, as it seems to always be for the Bucks.
So Brayden, Yankton scored a combined 29 runs in these 2 games, and that's probably going to be another one as Liam Villanueva sends a single out, pass short. Heading home is Kudera. He'll score, make it 14-0. It's another RBI and another hit for Liam Villanueva. So Yankton padding their lead here, Brayden. 4 runs in the top of the fifth to make it 14-0.
There's just not much really you can complain about here if you're Yankton. Everything has gone their way. Now 30 combined runs. I know you said that already between these 2 games in the Super Regionals. The bats are working for the Bucks, and it's a great time to get them going.
And yesterday, they took advantage of some errors while the bats were working still, but this one has really been just a lot of hits. 9 today for Yankton here. We're not even through 5. This one given a ride out by Kamshoff. That's going to get down out near the warning track in left field. Bobbling out there in left. That should bring home Villanueva. It will. It's a double for Simon Kamshoff. Make it 15-0.
Just another fantastic hit for Yankton. Simon Kamshoff's another guy who's been getting the bat going as of late, and they're just pouring it on now, Josh.
Pouring it on indeed, as that'll bring Beck Reichen back to the plate here in the 5th. So 5 runs here in the 5th, 6 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. Results in 15 runs and counting for the Bucks. Long look at Kamshoff from Stroud as that pitch is a strike to Beck Reichen. Swing and a miss. Yankton trying to pad it once again. They will have to play the bottom of the 5th with Sturgis being the home team and Yankton trying to close this one out. They would do that with 3 outs so long as Sturgis doesn't put up a 6 spot in the bottom of the 5th. That one strike looking to Beck Reichen. Stroud just 1 strike away from getting out of this nightmare 5th inning. Not his fault completely, there's been a couple different pitchers and some fielding mistakes as well, but just trying to get out of here. When I say nightmare, I mean collectively as a squad.
And it's been a rough trip across the state for Sturgis, and that's got to weigh on their mind, but it's been a good season for them. Obviously, just the matchup wasn't great for them in the Super Regionals, but
line drive from Reichen gets down in left field. That should bring home Kamshoff. It will. It's an RBI double for Beck Reichen.
And to finish the thought on that, just, you finished the season above 500. You played a lot of good teams, and you won a lot of games this year. Just unfortunately, something about this matchup today and yesterday, just Yankton has had their number. I know it's going to be a tough trip back across the state to Sturgis, but it's been a successful season for the Scoopers despite what we've seen today and yesterday.
Yeah, making the regionals here, a chance to advance. They're going to come up short, but it's one of those where they put in a great effort as this one's fouled off by Sam Goki. Yankton, once again, 6 runs here, Brayden, bookending it so far, their 1st and 5th innings, assuming this is their last inning to bat, most likely, bookending their 2 innings there with 6 runs in each of those.
There's just really not anything negative you can say today for Yankton, and that's been the case the last couple games for them. Ever since that doubleheader sweep where they lost both games to Brandon Valley, there hasn't really been anything negative to say at all in the last 7 games for Yankton entering postseason play, and then yesterday as well to end that 7-game streak.
And now Sam Goki once again at the plate here. Beck Reichen with his 2nd double of the day. We talked about his bat. It's continuing to heat up. And that's so big for the Bucks. And he was getting on base a decent amount, but not a lot of hits there. He's done his job so far. There is a pitcher warming up, Brayden. To me, that looks like Boston Frick. Correct me if I'm wrong out there.
That's who it looks like.
Yeah, maybe he's taking that 5th inning here potentially. And that would mean the end of Sam Goki's day, even though he's still at the plate working a 3-1 count.
And with Beck, we mentioned slow start to the season, but I think people might have forgot how great he was last year for the Bucks, especially in the high school season, as Goki swings and misses at that one for strike 2. But being able to go back and pull up the last spring stats, he was one of the leading hitters on the entire team. There's a reason that he's trusted at the top of the order so often. Yeah, Reichen last year hit .390 in the spring season, so he's got a good bat, just a little inconsistency that at the start of this year hurt his numbers.
Yeah, and Goki strikes out looking to end the inning, but Yankton tacks on 6 runs. It's 16-0 here. They lead going into the 5th. Just 3 outs away from booking a trip to the state tournament. Will we see the end of this one? We'll find out when we come back. Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler, KYNT, KYNTV.
I love 1919 root beer. It's the best over a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. My favorite is just ice cold 1919 poured over crunchy ice. It's so refreshing. It's the creamiest root beer ever.
1919 root beer is the perfect treat. Brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients. It's the creamiest, full-bodied, alcohol and caffeine-free draft root beer available. It's a taste tradition since, well, 1919.
The Boathouse in Yankton is for everyone. Axe throwing, sports simulators, skee ball, shuffleboard, beanbags, pool, and darts. Plus awesome food and drinks with lots of cold craft beers and other beverages. Happy hour all day on Mondays, trivia on Tuesdays, free axe throwing tournament on Wednesday, and live music on Fridays. Some say it's the most fun you can have on land. The Boathouse is also your go-to place to watch all sports. Head to the Boathouse, downtown Yankton's fun gathering place for all ages.
Bottom of the fifth, Yankton leads 16-0, looking to close this one out. And Brayden, we do have a pitching change trying to close it out. It's Boston Frick.
Yeah, and through 20 2/3 innings pitched this season, 5 of those starts, 4 of those out of the pen, or 9 total games, 5 starts, 4 times out of the pen. He's undefeated at 3-0. He's given up only 4 earned runs to 18 hits, 18 strikeouts for him to 5 walks, a 1.35 ERA, a 1.11 WHIP. He's stranded 16 runners on the base paths, and just a batting average allowed of .222. So very effective pitcher once again, as it feels like everybody that Yankton throws on the mound has just been fantastic this season.
And once again, Frick, part of that, what we've dubbed the Fab Five. Of this
original, too. No one else has ever called something this.
Hey, a lot less cheating on this side of that. I'm kidding. It wouldn't be a
Fab Five cheated, did they?
There was some kind of scandal with them where they didn't claim the Fab Five until recently, the last few years. There was something there, and I can't remember what.
They probably paid a player, but who wasn't?
It's just who gets caught at that.
Yeah, Alabama was giving guys Dodge Chargers since at least 2007.
That's not true. Nick Saban told me once on live television that he never paid a player and they developed players. That's what he said to Shane Gillis that one time. Never happened.
All right, Alabama Jones.
At the plate now, it's Ethan Cermak doing the catching today, and Sturgis Brayden obviously needs a big 5th inning here, 7 runs just to keep this one alive.
I think my biggest issue with paying players is that Nebraska's never been good at it.
Yeah.
Despite the donor base and everything, even in NIL, we can't seem to be able to pay players.
And they're spending a respectable amount of money, I think, on the rosters. That one goes foul, where I think they're top 20 or whatever in roster spending, and still just, yeah. But hey, back-to-back bowl games. Look at them go.
Dude, I mean, you know what? The bowl game sheen has worn off, though. I'm no longer just impressed going 7 wins and getting a bowl game.
Are we on hot seat watch?
No, I think Matt Rule's got it.
Is he a year away from being on hot seat watch?
He's a year away from being a year away.
Here we go, Boston Frick 2-2 on Cermak. That one's lined out into right. Playing it on a dime is Caden Hunoff out there in right to record the first out of the 5th.
Used to use that line a lot on Bruno Caboclo. You remember him?
I'm not familiar with Bruno Caboclo.
Toronto Raptors drafted him in the 2nd round. He's a project player. They described him as the Brazilian Kevin Durant. And every time I heard about Bruno Caboclo, the consensus was he's about 2 years away from being 2 years away.
Let me guess, was he a taller, skinnier gentleman?
Yes.
So that's something I noticed NBA side ran is every tall, skinny guy
is Kevin Durant.
It's Kevin Durant. And it's maybe Kevin Durant's just Kevin Durant.
It was, I think he was 6'10", 6'11".
Jeez.
He was built a lot like KD. So this was a 2013 draft, maybe. I think the same draft Giannis was in, which you want to talk about a guy who ended up being the evolution of Kevin Durant in terms of frame.
Yeah.
That big, that long, that athletic, but then also 240 and strong.
Sundstrom swinging a miss. It's 2-1, but it's something. The NBA playoffs are still going on. Only 1 Game 7 in the conference semis coming up tomorrow. I know the Timberwolves got beat last night, and they're eliminated. A good run for them and dealt with a lot of injuries, but only 1 Game 7 left to decide who will play the Knicks in the conference finals. It's the Pistons and the Cavs. So the battle of Ohio and Michigan continues at the NBA level.
I know you've been asking for those Bruno Caboclo measurables, Josh.
Yeah.
6'9", 215 with a 7'7" wingspan.
My goodness. 3-1 here from Frick. That's grounded over to first. Easy hop to Feeser. He's going to toss it to Boston Frick for out number 2 here in the 5th. And Yankton, Brayden, just 1 out away from ending this one.
1 out away from a state tournament appearance. And, Yankton, the writing's on the wall. It's 16-0, obviously, here in the bottom of the 5th. But still, it's been a fantastic season for them, and they get to keep going. Sturgis, I know their year comes to an end, but there's a lot for them to be happy about this year, the way they were able to compete in a lot of games. And offensively, I know that only listed as 3 hits now, but they were able to get to Sam Goki pretty early. A couple hits in the first couple innings. And then obviously yesterday, their offense was able to get on base quite a bit too. It's just a lot of mistakes in these 2 days really hurt them.
And it's Jack Jolly at the plate once again. Sturgis down to their last out. He takes a strike looking here to start. And now grounds this one back up the middle, just past Riken. We'll keep playing a little bit longer. It's Jack Jolly with a single here with 2 outs in the 5th.
Yeah, Jack Jolly telling me, don't write the book just yet. We're still figuring it out. All right. Don't shut the book.
Jolly said, I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. And, it's been a good piece of hitting for him there. And that's been the thing with Sturgis. Their offense hasn't been bad. It's just been mistakes in the field. 8 total errors over these 2 games. A lot of walks in key position, a lot of free bases have really been the problem.
Kaufman at the plate here. Once again, just needing 1 out for Boston Frick on the mound. Jack Jolly just got that base hit. There's a pause in the action here.
Feeser's shaking out his glove over at first base. I don't know what's going on over there, but
he was obviously involved in that last ground ball. Maybe that has something to do with it, as that pitch is low for a ball.
Talk about the NBA Combine, Josh. You see the measurables on Ruben Chinyulu?
I've seen some of these, they're just crazy numbers where it's like, how is that even like a real wingspan? As Riken, ground ball from Kaufman, the throw, and punch your ticket to Sioux Falls. The Yankton Bucks close this one out. 16-0 is the final score here as they sweep the Super Regional over Sturgis once again to book a trip to the state tournament in Sioux Falls next weekend. I'm Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler, KYNT, KYN-TV. We're going to have our post game here in a couple minutes. We'll hear from Coach Drew Lawrence. We'll look over all the numbers as well as announce your players of the game and what's next for the Bucks. So all that coming up here in just a couple of minutes. For Brayden Butler, I'm Josh Boelter, KYNT, KYN-TV. I'm going to go grab an outfield cam. Yankton wins 16-0.
Being wiser means peace of mind, especially when it comes to your home's comfort. Today's heating and cooling systems are advanced with technology designed to work smarter. Peace of mind means knowing the company you call understands that technology and has the experience to get it right. For nearly 80 years, Kaiser Heating and Cooling has been trusted with knowledgeable technicians and a commitment to doing the job right. So be the wiser and go with Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free at Explorers Credit Union. You're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit ExplorerCU.com to join the journey today.
There's a difference when a convenience store is locally owned, and you feel it the moment you stop at Triple Time Rudy's. You'll get great quality fuel to keep you on the move, plus local and regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner Lockers. It's the kind of place that's convenient and connected to your community. Conveniently located at 17th and Broadway, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling your community.
A local business owner came into the UPS store with a large shipment of products for his online store. While they packed everything securely, he asked if they could also handle the international shipping. The answer? Of course they can. For over 9 years, the UPS store in Yankton has been helping business owners with both their printing and shipping needs. Whether you're sending a package across town or across the globe, they've got you covered. So stop by the UPS store in Yankton and ask about them about their shipping services or current print specials.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN TV. It's time for your post-game report, courtesy of Mason Schramm and the Move Group. Are you buying or selling? Move with Mason and the Move Group. Fun day of baseball here at Riverside Field. Yankton ends up sweeping their 3-game series against the Sturgis Scoopers. 16-2 last night, 16-0 today, 32-2 on aggregate. Just fantastic performances for the Bucks in this super regional. They move into the state tournament with a lot of momentum next week. Held at Ronkin Field on the campus of Augustana University. So we'll have fun there next week. Here in your post-game show, let's start going over your stat recap from Mayer Signs. They offer all types of signs, exterior and interior signage, fleet wraps, and more. Consider the possibilities today with Mayer Signs. They're on 4th and Broadway in Yankton. We're just going to go top to bottom of the lineup here, as Yankton was just, once again, incredible today. A 16-0 shutout victory for them. We'll start in the batting lineup. Beck Reichen goes 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Sam Goki goes 1 for 4 with an RBI and a walk drawn. Easton Fieser 1 for 2, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, 2 walks. Gavin Johnson 1 for 2 with 2 walks, an RBI and a run. Tate Bestie goes 0 for 2, but was hit by a pitch and drew a walk. Drove in 1 run and was 2 runs that scored himself. Carter Boomsma 0 for 1 officially, but 2 runs scored, an RBI, 2 walks drawn, and a stolen base as well for Boomsma. Jackson Kudera goes 2 for 4, 2 runs scored with 3 RBIs. Liam Villanueva 2 for 3, 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs. And Simon Kamshoff 3 for 3, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. And Simon Kamshoff, with that performance, is going to be your offensive player of the game, courtesy of Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Anytime your 9-hitter is going perfect at the plate, which he did, 3 for 3, 2 runs and 2 RBIs for him. But it was a fantastic day on offense for Yankton. Simon Kamshoff had a double, as did Sam Goki and Liam Villanueva. Beck Reichen had 2 doubles. Easton Fieser and Gavin Johnson each had a triple in this one. But Simon Kamshoff, your offensive player of the game. Defensive player of the game from Olson's Pest Technicians is going to go to your starting pitcher today, Sam Goki. 4 innings pitched for him, gave up 3 hits, no runs, struck out 4 batters, only threw 46 pitches today. Very efficient for him on the mound. Boston Frick comes in and shuts things down in the 5th, gives up 1 hit, but nothing else, and ends things in the 5th inning. As for Sturgis, held just to 4 hits as a team today. Bridger Massabatten had 1 hit. He was 1 for 2. Elijah Stroud went 1 for 2. Ethan Cermick went 1 for 2. And Jack Jolly went 1 for 2 today. 4 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts for the Scoopers. Final pitching stats for Sturgis. Brody Royer gets credited with the loss. He pitched 2 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 8 runs. They were all earned, issued 5 walks, no strikeouts. Elijah Stroud pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 strikeout. And Tate Johnson pitched 2 innings, 1 hit, 5 runs, 4 earned, 2 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Yankton able to record 12 hits today as a team. They also drew 10 walks. They had 2 players who were hit by a pitch as well. So if you put all those numbers together, that is 24 total base runners just from those, and then a couple errors as well. Kicked in even more runners on the base paths. Yankton was very effective today getting on the bags. Out-of-town scoreboard from Top Notch Window Cleaners. Window cleaning for commercial or residential at Top Notch Window Cleaning. Brighten your day. We talked about the other scores going on around Class A. The only surefire thing, the only team I know for sure has punched their ticket alongside Yankton is the top-seeded Harrisburg Tigers, as they defeated T-Area in a doubleheader last night, 5-1 and 7-1. So Harrisburg and Yankton, the first 2 teams to earn spots in the state tournament. We'll see who joins them. The higher seeds so far all started 1-0 in their super regional matchups. We're going to go to your post-game coach interview now. courtesy of Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance. Let Rhonda review your current home, auto, or life insurance to see if she can help you save some money. That's Rhonda Westland State Farm. We bring in head coach Drew Lawrence of the Yankton Bucks after another impressive win, coach. 32 combined runs over the 2 games in this super regional. It's a 16-0 shutout today for you guys. Just everything that could go right went right for you guys.
Yeah, man, we really hit the ball today right away in the first inning. That might be one of the best innings as a coach that I've seen us hit in all the years I've done it. Just good at bat after good at bat, just peppering balls off the wall. Once that happened, it was pretty much game over. These guys showed up and were ready to play, and it was fun.
Your first 4 batters, 3 of them got hits. Beck Reich in a leadoff double, and then both Easton Fieser and Gavin Johnson with RBI triples, and that really set the tone for today, top to bottom. You guys were dominant. I know Sam Goki on the mound had 3 hits on him, did Sturgis, no runs come across. Another dominant performance from him today. It's just, what more can you say about Sam Goki, I guess? But
yeah, it's nice to have him, obviously, right? I mean, you have a guy that has thrown 35 innings and has a below 1 ERA and goes out there and he's, all the innings he's thrown this year, he's walked 2 people. That's probably the most remarkable stat I've come across when it comes with him, but obviously he did a really good job today and has all year.
And most likely going to be a finalist for Player of the Year again this year, if not winning the award back-to-back with his impressive season. But
I don't know the results, but he is a finalist. So
there we go. And if I said it last night, but if they took my vote, he would win it again. But I digress there. But looking at your lineup, top to bottom today, of everybody that came to the plate, there was only 2 guys who didn't get a hit, and both of them got on base multiple times via free pass, whether they were hit by a pitch or drew walks. Simon Kamshoff, your 9-hitter, was perfect on the day, 3 for 3, 2 runs, 2 RBIs for him. Just felt like everybody. Liam Villanueva, a guy we don't talk about much throughout the season, he steps in and goes 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored and a pair of RBIs. So everybody was hitting today.
Yeah, everyone could hit. It's kind of our theme that we talked about yesterday. 1 through 9, everyone's hitting right now. And we got the state tournament coming up, and we're going to face some really good pitching, so we're going to need everybody.
And speaking of really good pitching, just going back to your rotation, obviously we saw Sam and Boston today get a little bit of work, but how does it feel as a coach knowing that you have 4 or 5 guys at any given time you can throw out there and really trust on the mound?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the only negative thing about the results of this game is that we weren't able to get Boston more work. We weren't able to get Cooley more work. And a couple other guys that we need to be ready. So that's the only really negative thing that comes with this, but really good to be able to go out there and have our pitchers compete.
Looking at, obviously, next Friday would be game 1 of the tournament for you guys. Matchup not set as of right now. Only you guys in Harrisburg have punch tickets officially. Higher seeds won all their first games, so if that follows suit, it would be a 4-5 matchup for you guys in round number 1, which would be Rapid City Stevens. But they played a close game with Brookings last night. I believe noon Central Time is when their first pitch is today out in Rapid, so we'll see how those games go out there. But if it's Rapid City Stevens, it's a team that I don't believe you faced this year, so it'd be a first time seeing them. If it's Brookings, it's guys you just finished the regular season against.
It wouldn't be Brookings. If Stevens wins, it'll be Stevens. If Brookings wins, it'll be, depends who wins, right? But if Pierre wins theirs, then it'd be Pierre. I don't know, but I'm fairly confident that we'll have the second game of the day. That's usually what the criteria has been, the 1-8 first, and then 4-5 after that, because you keep them together. Not positive on that, but we'll see. But yeah, we're excited for the state tournament. It's 3 years in a row for these guys. They played in some big games. They're ready to go.
It should be a lot of fun, obviously. And
before I forget, as far as everything that goes well in this, there's a guy on our team that puts work in every day, Gavin Johnson. And, it's hard. He's caught almost every inning for us, and it's hard to get in the batter's box and swing, and he's one of our better hitters. The batting average doesn't necessarily reflect that, but he's had some unlucky balls that he's hit hard. But this whole season, I think I said in preseason previews, Gavin's one of our most important players, and I still believe that today. There's a lot of things that have gone right on this field that wouldn't go right if it wasn't for Gavin Johnson. So, we haven't talked a ton about him this year on our post games. I just wanted to make sure that we did, because he's one of our most important cogs, and we need him.
That might be a guy that gets taken for granted a little bit up here. I know you obviously don't take him for granted down in the dugout. That is probably the best catcher in the entire state.
I
and
agree.
while talking about him today, had a throw out at second base too, and I from one knee too, as he was a low and away ball there to get it. So he's a fantastic player behind the plate, and really, I think the game within the game that we don't see as much up here, commanding everything out there on the field is so important.
Yeah, he just does such a great job, and you know, he's had a little bit of struggles at the plate, but a lot of it's been unlucky. But he's really hitting the ball well now, and so I'm glad that he's doing that. But yeah, we love that guy.
Whether it's Rapid City Stevens, whether it's Pierre coming up, whether it's whoever you end up playing in the first round, you are in the state tournament next week, Coach. Well, technically this week, depending on how you view when the week starts. But coming up on Friday, we'll be there with you on Friday, and then hopefully a couple games Saturday as well for you guys.
So, yeah. Yep, let's hope so. We're excited. Appreciate you coming. Bucks are ready.
State tournament on Friday. Congratulations on the wins, Coach, today and yesterday. 16-2 last night, 16-0 today. It's head coach Drew Lawrence of the Yankton Bucks here on KYNT and KYN-TV. Going to go to break, come back in 1 minute, and wrap things up from Riverside Field.
Life doesn't slow down for injuries, and neither should your care. With Yankton Medical Clinic Orthopedic Walk-In Care, you can be seen quickly, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. No referrals, no long waits, just experienced, highly trained surgeons ready to help you heal and get back to what you love. And because we live right here in Yankton, your care stays close to home. I'm Dr. Jeremy Kudera, orthopedic surgeon with Yankton Medical Clinic. I'm proud to call Yankton home. We're your orthopedic team, and we're here for you.
Buying your first home? That's a big moment. A happy, feel-good, when's the housewarming party moment. When you're ready to look for a home, start with a local FNBO mortgage lender. We're here to answer questions, personalize the experience, and share our expertise so you can focus on your search. Start your application and get pre-qualified now at fnbo.com. Your mortgage moment is just around the corner, and FNBO will be there every step. Visit our nearest branch or go to fnbo.com. FNBO is an equal housing lender.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN-TV. Let's get things wrapped up here for your post-game report from Mason Schramm and the Move Group. The Riverside Field will be under use here shortly. If you want to come down and watch some amateur baseball, the Yankton Lakers are going to be taking on Dakota Dunes here, a non-South Central League matchup at Riverside Field. That should be coming up shortly. It should be a fun game between the Lakers and Dakota Dunes. Yankton off to a pretty good start in league play. Got a big win on Thursday in their South Central League opener. So a little Sunday afternoon matchup here today. And a lot of local guys that you'll recognize, whether it's Mount Marty, former Yankton High School athletes. So if you have some time this afternoon, want to watch some baseball, amateur baseball with the Yankton Lakers coming up here at Riverside Field, get down here and enjoy it. But to wrap up our coverage of Yankton Bucks baseball, for one final time from Riverside Field, for the Yankton Bucks, Post 12 is going to be back here shortly. Early June, we'll kick things off with the Post 12 season. So there's still plenty of baseball to be played at Riverside, but it's the last time at home for the Yankton Bucks in the high school season. Schedule preview courtesy of Parker Hannafin of Yankton. Look ahead to a brighter future with a new career at Parker of Yankton. All benefits begin day one. Learn more at parker.com. Parker, engineering your success. Friday, and as we're talking to head coach Drew Lawrence, most likely going to be the second game of the day on Friday over at Augustana University for the Yankton Bucks. If everything goes chalk, they'd play the 5 seed, which would be Rapid City Stevens, but Brookings, a dangerous 12 seed. That could be something to keep an eye on here throughout the day today. That's going to do it for our coverage, though, of Yankton Bucks baseball. Big thank you to all of our sponsors, and, of course, you, the listener. Without you, this broadcast is not possible. Thanks to Jose Amato for everything. Jose did great today. There were a couple issues that he had to fix. Became an IT guy. I worked with Austin Cottle over the phone to figure some stuff out, and I do appreciate him for staying level-headed and making sure everything worked out great back at the studio. Of course, thank you to Josh Boelter joining me on all these Yankton Bucks baseball broadcasts. We'll be doing this throughout not only the postseason here for the Bucks High School, but also for Post 12 when they start their season. So still plenty of baseball to be had here on KYNT and KYN-TV. The Bucks win 16-2 and 16-0 to advance from the Super Regionals into the state tournament. And that's going to do it for our coverage today from Riverside Field. I've been Brayden Butler. You've been listening and watching Yankton Bucks baseball on KYNT and KYN-TV. Until next time, stay safe, be good people. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. We'll talk at you later.